6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. Blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
Such sights to show you. We'll tear your soul apart.
Glass.
Evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight. Come on, join me. Come on, people. We gotta do this. It's on us.
What's going on here?
What? See, we've done been fucked over, guys. Jesus Christ, get it together.
Where's Ziggy? Oh, there he is.
Do you mind? Nice hat, by the way, but excuse me. Got work to do here.
Somebody's in your seat.
God's sakes.
Everyone wants to be the star of the DCS.
I'm telling you, man.
You gonna have a co-host all night?
So we'll sit in here, get two heads are better than one. You know what I'm saying? Great fucking hat, though. Look at this guy.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh, boy.
Evil dies tonight.
Too late.
Evil dies. Oh, we already did that?
Yeah. I got a sheet slicer. That's all I got next to me. That's the best I got.
I'm telling you, man, you guys really let me down on that.
I came unprepared, man.
Hey, my mark was off screen at first, so you should have waited till I got on and.
Well, we went live. When we were supposed to sit here?
Yeah.
Like Garth in Wayne's World?
That's too basic to just sit there.
I'd say.
That's right. Ain't nobody paying to see me sit here. Shit.
That's true. Guys, welcome to Death Curse Society. I forgot to mention that. Hey, hope you guys are having a great time out there. Thank you for tuning in and joining us. Tonight's going to be a little bit different. If you didn't notice by the theme song and the opening, this is kind of a Monday Maniacs, but it's more of our live episode. We normally film our episodes in advance and then break them up and ship them out. This time, we're doing it live. And don't we have something for that? We do.
Oh, we do.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Damn fucking right. And it's a special occasion. Let's face it. It's a new Halloween movie. One of the big four has released a film. We've done our best to keep our fucking mouths shut while everyone could go out this weekend and have a chance to see it. But now here we are. And if you're not ready, I suggest once we get going, maybe you join us a little later after seeing it. See if you line up with it. But if you just want to know and you want to be spoiled a bit, sit right where you're at. We got you covered there too.
Yeah, this is going to be full of spoilers. Just a heads up.
Later, yes, absolutely. But
I don't know how long I can hold my tongue, man. Just being
well, hey, there's things to be pointed out with this film. I'm straight up, there is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we're going to get into all of it in a little bit. Later on, we're also going to be talking about the premiere of Chucky that was on USA and Sci-Fi. We're also going to take a look, of course, now that Halloween Kills is in theaters, what's the next overhyped movie that's going to be coming out soon? Scream. So we're going to look at the Scream trailer that's coming out January 14th. I know Colonel's super excited. We're also going to look at the trailers for 19th and Antlers as well. So stay tuned for all that. But before we get to any of that, of course, it's time for the weekly sales pitch. I'm trying to make this a bigger deal than it seems. I don't know why. Thanks for watching Death Curse Society, everybody. Hope you guys are having a great time. Make sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and, of course, Twitch and YouTube. Hit that bell. Not that bell. This bell. That's the one I was looking for. I was looking for that bell, not the cowbell. And also make sure to visit our website at deathcursesociety.com where you can catch up on everything that we've got going on. Maybe you can get a sneak peek at some new stuff coming up that we're not talking about quite yet, but we will be. And then head over to our join page. It's like Patreon, but it's cooler because we do it. Patreon gets no money. Fuck them. Camp Counselor, Crazy Ralph, and the Final Girl or Guy are the 3 tiers that we've got right now. Join up and help support the society. You can do that for as little as a cup of coffee, the cost of a cup of coffee per month. $3 a month, and you're helping us out. Trust me, it helps. It goes a long way. Then head over to our store on the website as well. Check out our t-shirts, our hats, our face masks. We got all kinds of stuff in there. Home decor, even blankets and clocks and stuff like that. You'll enjoy it. There's some cool shit in there. I think you'll like it. Also, make sure to check us out on your favorite podcast provider like Spotify or Anchor. And if you don't subscribe to Death Curse Society,
Burn in hell for this, you'll burn in hell!
maybe. We don't know. If there is a hell. We don't even know.
Who knows? And if there's, well, probably going there anyway.
Mike, what do you think?
He looks like he's concentrating, trying to take a shit.
You're going to do this the whole night, aren't you?
What?
Turn to him and ask his opinion.
I told you 2 heads are better than 1.
I'm already not liking this. Anyway, looks like Luke is in the room. We got Carrie. I may not be able to scroll down because no, I can't. I got to load something real quick. That way. There we go. All right. Luke's in the room. Carrie, who says, "Hi, beautiful people." I assume she's talking to the people in the chat room because either that or she's vision impaired.
She's talking to Mike.
Oh, that must be it. I get it. Sorry, I don't know.
Which
this
one?
is a Motley Crue if I ever saw one. Hush. Government name. Lorraine is here.
No.
We missed you last week. Hope you're feeling better after surgery and not so loopy
There may or may not be some bats included on this episode. I don't know yet.
There better not be.
There better not be, man. Don't send her.
It has to be zoom.
Yeah. Zoom. I saw that. I saw that comment thread. Orlando's here. Tyrone's in the... Welcome, Orlando. I've been swapping some messages with him about Halloween Kills. I'm sure he's going to have some things to say about that. Duarte is here. Tanya's here. Patricia's here. Welcome, Patricia. Get it. She said it.
I know. It's all the way. Hang on. I got to go to the thing.
We got to get it. We got to get it.
I'm coming.
You're killing it.
It's got to load.
Now it's just too late.
It's not it's in the live episode category and not in the Monday Maniacs category tonight. So we have to be creative if we're gonna share some of the more fun drops tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little tricky here. So give us a moment. Sloppy Horror Podcast is here. Hey, sexy man.
What the?
Thank you.
You guys are boosting our egos tonight. I like this. Oh God, here we go. Evil dies tonight from Orlando and Carrie. Evil dies tonight. Grab your weapons. Everybody
dies tonight. Evil dies tonight.
Evil dies tonight.
Whatever weapon is to your right, that's your weapon for the night. So every time we say evil dies tonight, grab it and shake it at the screen menacingly. Don't hurt your computer.
The good thing is, though, this actually was on my right. So I got lucky.
This was on the left, but...
You cheating bastard.
Well, this is on my right, so what kind of paradox is this shit?
Oh! I heard a drop, but I couldn't see what it was.
I'm glad you guys heard that. I accidentally set off the Minnie Mouse kitchen over here.
Oh, did you?
Oh, shit.
Well,
that's right. When Colonel is not recording an episode for Death Curse Society, he's also doing a cooking show for the Disney Channel, if you guys didn't know.
Yes.
It looks like...
hey, Duarte, you mentioned Duarte, but he did have a comment. The best part of Monday starts right now. It's almost like the what is it? The Folgers. The best part of Monday nights, Death Curse Society.
Oof. Somebody get that guy a recording contract immediately.
Oh, baby.
Oh, God. Emily's here. Hello, Emily. Uh-oh. Kiara's here. She says, I love you guys. However, just wanted to stop in and say hi. Oh, stop in and say that so I can avoid spoilers tonight. See you next show. Yes.
You're safe for now. You're safe for now. We'll give clear heads up when it's time to bail. Don't worry.
You'll know when it's time. You'll know when it's time. We will warn you. Sloppy Horror's got a big one here. Hold on. I'd really love it if they stopped selling us our childhoods in watered-down versions of what we love. Candyman, Chucky, and Michael Myers. What year is this? We deserve better than horror movies made by theater kids and comedians.
Well, all right. That's definitely a stance. This is like a 5 points intersection here. I'm sure there's going to be opinion all over the fucking place on this film tonight. It should be fun.
That's the harshest review I've seen so far tonight, though.
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah, tonight.
I haven't really said much yet.
It's early.
It is early. I haven't said much yet. Stacy Lynn's here. Eric. I can't read your last name from here. My screen is way too far away tonight. So,
Ettringham? Eltringham?
Okay. All right. Welcome, Eric. He says horror addiction in the kitchen. That's right. Joe is here. Hello, Joe Sherwood. Thanks for tuning in. We got a bunch of new viewers tonight. Welcome, new viewers.
Joe, man, Joe's been with us.
Joe's been in and out with us.
I've seen Joe a couple of times, but I haven't seen him in a while. Alaskan's here.
He took one of our patches and sewed it onto his mask at the beginning of the pandemic, man. So he was repping it right away.
That's right. I do remember that. Alaskan's here. He says, glad I caught up with you here in Hawaii. Wait, now I'm confused.
Huh?
He's Alaskan, but he's in Hawaii.
Avoid the continental United States at this point. I'm saying that out of jealousy because I would much rather be in Hawaii right now.
Enjoy your trip, Alaskan. I'm
Yeah.
still confused, though. Carrie says we should do a 10-second video each saying Evil Dies Tonight. Oh, God. Just mix it together? Ugh. All right. And I think I've covered everybody that's in here so far.
S. Michael's here.
Is S. Michael there?
He's here.
All right. Al says, what's up? What's up, Al?
Oh, geez. I got to put that one in here, too. He says, 2 heads are better than 1. Well, that's what she said.
We got Seth in the house. Seth, welcome.
The Horror
thanks for tuning
Syndicate in the house.
Yes, Seth is a member of the Horror Syndicate. If you don't follow them on social media and YouTube, you probably should. And Peter is here. Peter, what's up, gents?
Peter.
Hey.
I owe you a LAR episode coming soon. I'm going to contact you this week and we'll nail out some details on that. We'll get that figured out. Oh, shit. Alaskan says on vacation, been here since the 10th, got married.
Hey.
Congratulations, Alaskan.
Nice.
All right. So, yes, tonight, like I said, is a little bit of a different episode. Want to get our thanks out to our members real quick before we get started. Thanks to our final girls and guys. That's Corey, Chris, Lorena, Christy, Luke, Tanya, and Tyrone. And then, of course, special thanks also to our Crazy Ralphs, Angelo and Peter, and our camp counselors, S. Michael, Stacy Lynn, Kiara, and Dave. Thank you guys for helping support the society and helping us move along. Yes. So, guys, man, I didn't realize exactly to the extent that Michael Myers was going to become a Jason Voorhees clone.
Somebody called that.
Yes, you did. But it's time. Let's go camping.
You're going to Camp Blood, ain't you? You'll never come back again. It's got a death curse.
All right, first up on Let's Go, well, only on Let's Go Camping. First up on Death Curse Society, though. It is time for the DCS review of Halloween Kills. Now in theaters, also available on Peacock. Feel free to send us your comments on the film. We're going to try to start non-spoilery, but at this point, we make no guarantees. So, Kiara, if you haven't seen it,
right.
I know Patricia was going to see it today. I hope she's seen it already before she joined us, but let's see. Yeah, can we start with non-spoilery
initial
thoughts? Yes, yeah. Colonel, let's start with you on that one.
Oh, non-spoilery initial thoughts. I like to keep my initial thoughts short and sweet before we really break it down. I will admit, after the movie was over, I was disappointed. I thought there was some overacting by certain characters, certain actors, one in particular, that honestly almost killed the film for me. Fucking trains coming. I enjoyed the gore. I enjoyed the brutality of Michael. I'm okay with him being a Jason clone, which that's kind of what he is at this point. The stalking is out the fucking window for the most part. Not totally, but for a good chunk of the movie. Time out.
Train's coming.
Train's coming.
Is that the fucking best of all time whenever a train invades Colonel's messages?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Always.
Yes.
Okay, and that's a spoiler part. I don't want to say anything about that, about the flashback scene, which is probably my favorite thing about the movie. So we'll skip that for now.
All right.
Yeah, and just One scene in particular, I think, took way too much time of the movie.
And I think you join millions of other people that believe the same thing.
Wasn't against it, just could have been 10 minutes fucking shorter, that's all.
Yeah.
So that would have knocked it down a 30.
10 is being gracious. That scene could have been cut entirely.
These comments are fucking brilliant down here. I can't wait to
I'm
get to work. Yeah,
I'm
I
not
know.
there yet. I'm not there yet. Ziggy, jump in with your initial thoughts. Hopefully spoilery free.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Here we go. Halloween Kills. I went and saw it at the theater before I watched it. I did watch it again on Peacock because I wanted to be concise and clear on my thoughts on this movie. And I'll say it comes right off the cuff, man, and it gets going. It just picks up right where we left off. We can say that. And with 2018, and that's kind of cool, but then it starts to get into some of the flashback stuff where they and hold on. Oh, no. I won't say it. I won't say it yet, but I'll just say, as Colonel said, the gore is fantastic. I have no problem whatsoever with the more brutal, new and improved Michael Myers, but there are problems with this movie, with the plot. There are some issues here, man, that we will have to get into. But overall, I think most Halloween fans will appreciate this to some point and be satisfied on some level. You're going to be pissed with some of the shit in it. There's no way around it. I understand this now. But it's you got to see it. You know you got to see it. You're going to see it. Just go see it with an open mind. Fuck everybody else that's on there giving you an opinion of what's wrong with it, because I've heard 15 different takes on this thing that I've actually looked into once I watched it, and I was like, well, he's got a point there. You know what? She's right about that. But, I mean, it's right and wrong all with the same. You know, there's some of it you got to go with. Some of it you're just going to have to accept. But I still think this isn't the worst film in the franchise like I've been seeing out there. Some people saying, this is worse than Rob Zombie's H2. This is worse than, Resurrection. Fuck all that. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. And then I'll leave it at that and say we've got a lot to get into on it with actors involved, old characters from the past, a lot of it. But this movie is well worth your time to see. That you can say.
It's worth your time to see, but some of you are going to absolutely love it. That just are looking for a slasher film and not too concerned with the bridge between 2018 and ends, because we all want to see the end of this. And I know we have to wait another year. We should have gotten it this year, but fuck the pandemic. But I think that extra year of anticipation has affected people in both spectrums. Like, it's made them not like the film because of what happened, or helped exacerbate that feeling, and it's also helped exacerbate their love for the film because of that wait, that extra year that we had to wait. That's part of it. I will say this, it didn't, besides the flashback scenes and the first 15, 20 minutes of the film, it didn't feel like a Halloween film to me at all. Didn't feel like a Halloween film at all. There was absolutely no real lurking. There was one main scene that had any kind of tension in it whatsoever, and that was limited. The limited amount that you actually do see Jamie Lee Curtis, she's basically limited to a fucking cameo in this. She's underused. There's a lot of missed opportunities that the Halloween fans wanted to see that were just kind of brushed over. And that irritated the hell out of me. I went to see this Thursday night, and at the end of the credits, well, first off, I stayed and watched the entire credit scene, not necessarily expecting a post-credit scene, but because I wanted to confirm what Tony Moran said in one of his videos. Like, he doesn't get credited in the cast list as, the Shape or Michael Myers or however they would credit him, but he is listed in special thanks, even though it really cuts that scene that they reuse from Halloween about the time his mask hits here. They cut it, and they don't really even show his face.
It's like the same cut from the original Halloween 2. They do the same thing there.
Right.
Where it doesn't show his face in that one. And it's very much like that.
And it was kind of like a slap in the face to Tony Moran, even though they did use that scene. But I just wanted to confirm that what he said a year and a half ago or whatever it was, where he was just like, I basically he's bragging about he talked them into paying him, but they're only gonna credit him as a special thanks. And I thought that was kind of funny. So I did stick around for that. After the credits, though, I physically screamed in the theater. I was so irritated just by the entire... I was angry. I was pissed off and angry. I went with two beautiful women that I have absolutely no chance with either of them. But that's a side point. And they both were telling me, like, man, that was a weird movie. And I was like, why? And they were like, we just felt your anger like exuding off of you, like bursting out of your pores throughout the entire thing. And the fact that you weren't moving hardly at all except for the occasional was a really telling response to how you felt about this movie. I did go and see it again last night, and I didn't hate it as much. But this one, man,
Fucking thing sucks!
No. Hold on. Bill O'Reilly, hold on. Don't put words in my mouth.
Easy,
That's
Mike.
not-
Easy.
I know. That's not nice.
It's all right.
That's not nice at all. Let me get some of these comments out of the way here. Hopefully you guys were, oh good Lord, we're not spoiling too much on this. So.
Not yet. I will say, upon the second viewing, I did as well. I wasn't annoyed with certain things as much. And I did notice a couple other things that I missed the first time around. By the way, I had a whole experience in the movie theater I'll get into later once we get caught up with. It's unreal patronage by some folks that bought the two seats next to me at my theater. I mean, just fantastic. I was in awe of what was happening, what was transpiring beside me. And I'm sure it took me out where I missed a couple things I missed. But I did. After we're all done here, it dawned on me how we could have fixed this entire thing and avoided any of this bullshit that we're experiencing now with wrapping this up. But we'll have to wait till the end of this when we get everything out on the table.
Okay.
Don't let me forget.
All right. Let's see. Peter Anthony gives Halloween his score of a 74. I guess that's a 74 out of 100.
Good God, man.
Patricia says, spoil away. Lorena says, Karen's sweater was great. I saw a comment where she said Karen's sweater aged better than Anthony Michael Hall, which I thought was great. Tyrone says, this is my absolute favorite Halloween. I watched it 3 times, and each time it's better. Love the Halloween 3 Easter eggs. This is exactly what I wanted. I love this movie.
I mean, that's what I felt after watching this the second time, and then thinking of 2018, where the second time I watched it, I went, "Fuck, that took a nosedive in what my initial impression." You know,
I'll agree. The second viewing was better, but not by much.
Okay, so we've all seen it at least twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't review it if you don't want to watch it only once, man.
That's true. Orlando says initials must be AMH. I think he's referring to you, Colonel, when you were talking about someone's overacting.
He wasn't the only one, though.
No.
Are you going to confirm or deny?
That's true. But Jamie Lee Curtis is also almost equally bad. Surprisingly.
Wow. Yeah. We'll get to that. Joe says the brutality was beautiful. Peter says the good news is the Guinness Book of World Records called and said the movie broke a record by saying "Evil dies tonight" 1,367 times.
That sounds.
I think that was That was the entire first draft of the initial script from Danny McBride, I think, was just everyone chanting Evil Dies Tonight over and over and over. And then fade to black.
You see, that whole thread is probably my biggest bitch of this whole movie. And the conviction was not there with this town doing what they're trying to do. And I couldn't help it. I kept going back to the country bumpkin rednecks in Halloween 4, thinking the same shit.
I'll take you one further. It's contradictory. Right. It's contradictory of the 2018 film. Because if you remember, when the kids are walking to school, Allison and her two friends, they're talking about it. And the guy even says, yeah, but really, was it such a big deal? I mean, 3 people died, you know? And it seems contradictory. I mean, there's a couple of people from the town that are almost not necessarily oblivious to it, but
that's it.
Dismissive of it.
That's it, because it's been 40 years, and it's just something that they got to hear about every fucking Halloween. Every single year this comes up. You'd be sick of it, too, if you never saw any real action to back it up, too. I get it. They played it down like, yeah. 40 years ago, crazy lady. Look, she's still here doing her thing 40 years later. I don't have a problem with that, man. That was okay.
They dismiss it as like not being a huge deal in 2018, but then in this movie, they build it up to being like, oh yeah, well, these 4, they get together and celebrate it every year, right, or commemorate it every year,
yes,
and all this. Now, granted, it's 2 different sides of the town, possibly, that might play into it.
But still, let's be honest here. You're talking 3 people. You're not going to get the whole city in a fucking mob mentality. You know what I mean? It's 3 fucking people. Like you said, not 2018. People are like, nah. But, oh, Michael's back. Let's go. And these people don't even know shit. I mean, they're just now finding out on the fucking news. Like,
right.
Dumb as shit.
That irritated me, though. I'm just saying. Yes, Michael says, I agree with the Colonel. The flashback scene was cool.
Yeah.
Al says, Al, I like your screen name there, Al. I think it's the best one since Paul Rudd was Tommy Doyle.
Do we have is there any reason why Brian Andrews was not called to reprise this role? Is he just not interested? Is that all we're at here with this?
Do you really think he even had the acting chops after not acting for so many years to be able to pull that role off?
To do
Anthony Michael Hall was basically the star of the fucking film.
That ain't saying much.
He had the most screen time out of pretty much anybody.
And what he was doing, again, he's exactly like the fucking bar owner in part 4. I mean, he's kind of getting the mob all charged up and riled up, and yeah, they got more people at the hospital, I guess, that get on board with it this time, and enough is enough. But man, it just, god damn it, it was that weak.
Everyday Horror says H Kills is probably the worst in the franchise.
Yeah, I disagree.
No, I disagree.
It's at the bottom, or not at the bottom, but near the bottom of my list. But I don't know.
It's on the bottom half. You can say that. That's fair.
Luke says Halloween 5 would say different Everyday Horror.
As well as Resurrection.
As would Resurrection, exactly.
Well, Resurrection is the one that really is like, what in the fuck? And what a great concept it would have been if they would have just did it right.
Right. The comments where you guys are just chatting with each other, I'm skipping. Hope you guys don't mind. But I'm glad you guys are forming your own community amongst each other. I love this. Peter says Michael was badass and the plot was bad. Yeah.
Now, we do recognize that we are in the middle of a trilogy, and sure.
Absolutely.
Sure. That's fine. That's fine. I know, Colonel. Hold on, buddy. I'm just saying, you laid down. What I took from it was you laid down. This is the fucking pre-fight for the main event coming up in a year. That's what we're at, and that ending was super rushed. I get you. It abruptly ended, and it was way too fucking simple of an ending. They could have did something a little cooler than that. But it's one of those things where we have to fucking wait a year now to see if what they did will it even matter when it comes to that third movie. So go ahead, Colonel.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
But the second movie in the trilogy usually has to be pretty fucking good to push the fucking story forward and build up your anticipation for the third. We're a horror show. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna bring up Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes
That's
Back.
a good fucking movie. Han
Sure.
gets President's Carbon Knight. Luke loses a hand. The bad guys win. This one, yeah, okay, the bad guy wins, I guess. But dude,
Godfather 2.
Yeah, but I could give a Godfather 2. But I could give a fuck less about the third one at this point because this movie really didn't push the story further along. It was almost like a bad setup. I know that's supposed to be a setup towards the third film, but this just didn't fucking do it. I didn't need Danny DeVito's fucking stunt double jumping out of a fucking window. Like, did I really have to sit there and watch that shit for 15 fucking minutes?
We're not there yet.
I don't care. I'm saying it. Don't fucking need it. Who in the right mind to confuse this motherfucker for Michael Myers? Especially Tommy. Oh, man, he's shorter than me. Like, what the fuck?
The passing glance in the bar. You know, when they on the
news
news.
Glance in that 30-minute fucking hospital scene.
But I do agree they could have taken a little bit better to set it up. But I mean, films that didn't have a nothing story in the middle. The Two Towers, Lord of the Rings. That's one that was lame, leading up a good start, nothing really going on, and then no, with the Return of the King, stop. Two Towers.
Return of the King is great. But
yes,
Two Towers is still great.
It's not sandwiched between it doesn't have a start or a fucking beginning. It just picks up and does its thing and leaves you. No. It's right the same thing with what this is then.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, your opinion now is invalid for the rest of the night.
Oh my god. Can I mute him?
You cannot.
He can mute himself. Because he's the only one with one buttons.
No.
Christ.
I'm just saying.
Hold on. Let me get through some of these.
Sequels and trilogies. Lots of things. Yeah, you can go to Star Wars. That's fucking low-hanging fruit, man. You want to pull out shit like that? That's
you're gonna
fine.
put Lord of the Rings like that's fucking some deep-threaded shit. That's mainstream of Star Wars.
Makes my point, though. Makes my point. And third one came out spectacular. Perfect.
I almost want to just let this go and just sit back and watch.
Put you in tears at the end of it.
We're
Totally worth it.
Limit. It's already 8:40, and we're just now getting through our initial thoughts. So.
This is funny, though. All right. Carrie Yates says, I hope Kills is a bad dream. Luke says, solid B rating from me. Everyday Horror says, Halloween 5 is not bad. People just hate on Halloween 5 because it's popular to do. Halloween 5, I didn't like because they set it up so interestingly in 4, and then it, took a weird turn in 5. That's why I don't like 5. I don't hate 5, but I don't like 5.
The worst thing about 5 is the mask.
Oh, that's rough, yeah. Luke says, no, it's just a horrible movie that introduced the Thorn shit. We're not going to get into that. That's a different movie.
Yeah.
S. Michael says, that was my initial impression. Very mixed feelings about it, but definitely not the worst in the franchise. And Peter Anthony agrees. S. Michael, exactly. Everyday Horror says, I think the fan base is forcing themselves to like Kills. That's part of my point earlier about because of the weight. Part of them are forcing them to hate it. They're not analyzing it for what it really is. Not really a Halloween film. Carrie says, well, Lori was having an operation, so this film could have been her dream while under.
All right.
We're going to do the Dallas thing where we do a flashback and Bobby Ewing is still alive. That's probably a reference that's way too old for most of you.
It's fucking valid, but I mean, they already said it's going to be a 4-year gap between this movie and the next one.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Luke says, no, I generally like it. It's not the best, but it's entertaining. I think he's talking about H5. S. Michael, the other escape loony, did more stalking than Michael. Yes, he did. Which is pathetic. Shit. Skip ahead on me. Hold on. Fuck. Oh, I missed something down there, I guess. Damn it. You guys are commenting a lot. There we go. Luke says, this is the franchise that turned Michael into a niece-raping cultist in one movie. Gave him a CGI mask in one because they forgot to reshoot the scene. All right. Let's stick to Halloween Kills, guys. Let's stick to Halloween Kills. We want to talk about Halloween 5. We'll do that another time.
We've given our thoughts on the entire franchise, and there's a lot of fucking clunkers in that series, man.
Carrie says, I was left not impressed. Luke says, had him write Busta Rhymes and turned him into a weak kid who lashed out at his bullies, but this is where people draw the line. All right. Everyday Horror, Michael was crawling for his knife after being beat up in the street. Embarrassing. Yeah, that was weird. Tanya says, me personally, I loved it. I've watched it 3 times now. Yes. All right. S. Michael says, there was a loud and responsive crowd when I went opening night, which helped make the movie seem a lot better than it was. Yeah, my crowd was, both nights were not very active at all.
All right.
Bunch of boring white people.
I'll share it. You had 4 or 5 people. I had like a half-filled theater.
No, I said a bunch of boring white people is all I
Oh, okay. Well, that helps too. Maybe that would have made a better result for me. I bought an aisle seat, because I like to lean out and stuff like that. And it's half sold. So you could have bought any fucking seats in the whole place, pretty much. This whole row was open. I was in. Oh, no. This couple buys the 2 seats right next to mine. And they come sit down. They're talking right away, okay? They're talking. They're talking to each other. They're talking. They got their phones out. They're looking at their phones. I'm assuming for ticket seats. I'm like, it's fine. We're already 15 minutes into the movie at this point. So I'm like, all right. So I lock back in. They sit down. I see a large plume of vape smoke rise up from the girl that's sitting in the seat two down. I mean, it was fog machine. I mean, she let it go, man. And I just went, okay. And then 10 minutes later, here comes a fucking waitress with a tray, with a pizza, with hot wings, with soup, with drinks, 2 beers. They put this whole fucking clip on the fucking in between the seats. They set them right up, man. And they're crinkling wrappers. They got the phones out. They're talking to the screen. I was just going, I don't believe this. I was stunned. So I had to watch it again. But I mean, then we get the 2 girls come in, 4 kids, not one of them over 7 years old. Not one of them. The youngest probably 3 or 4. Who got into a huge scream fight about 45 minutes in. So that was my theater experience. So yeah. So I mean, the streaming has a bold argument, in my opinion.
All right, let me get back to the comments here. Luke says, that was awesome because you were cheering for him to get up and do damage, and he did. I don't know why that is cringeworthy. And just the fact of showing him in a weakened state, I think, is what Everyday Horror was trying to say. Yes, thank you. Joe Sherwood says, tequila always gives you a better chance with the out-of-leaguers. Yes,
that's with the 2 women you went to the movie with.
I know what he's saying. One's at least one is gay, and they're both very far younger than me, so that's why I say that. Carrie says, I will wait till it comes on Sky TV here before I watch it again. Yeah, I don't blame you. Luke says, my main issue with this movie is a lot of original returning characters come back for less than 10 minutes of screen time. They are throwaway cameo characters. All right, we're going to talk about that here in a little bit.
Okay.
Because that's one of my gripes that I've got, and one of my questions I've got set up for these guys. Tequila Goggles, S. Michael, getting dudes laid since 1666. Yes. Carrie Yates says, laughing at the lady who took the iron to the Myers fight. I thought that was good too. Yeah. Everyday Horror says 2018 was bad, but after watching H Kills, I appreciate 2018 more, and I'm embarrassed to say that. Yeah, I can like 2018 a little bit more too. I can agree with you on that. And honestly, I think it's funny because a lot of people have said something about, because of Halloween Kills, a lot of Halloween fans owe Rob Zombie an apology. Nah. Dude, I watched Rob Zombie's Halloween again last night, and besides that initial 45-minute that I dislike for many reasons, Sherry Moon Zombie being 3 of them, I don't hate that last hour of that movie. I'll leave it at that. Yes, Ziggy, what were you going to say?
It's funny because I'm the exact opposite when it comes to Rob Zombie. I find the first 45 minutes absolutely fascinating, and was awesome with what they did with their reboot, with their universe. I dug it. Now, when it came to retelling Halloween, they rushed it. All those tense fucking scenes are fucking rushed. That's why I don't like it.
They're still there though. They're just different.
Very
in Rob
rushed.
Zombie's Halloween.
Very rushed. No
But
edge of your seats.
No, but there's still a lot of like Myers in the background, hidden in the shadow, and there's a lot of him just appearing behind Lindsay in that one scene and just kind of looking at her like, what the fuck am I going to do with her? And then Danielle Harris walks in and he's gone. You know, there are moments kind of akin to John Carpenter's Halloween, but not as effective, obviously.
I'm okay with RZ1, the first one. H2 is the one where, aside from the director's cut with the brutality, you can keep it.
All right. Luke. Okay, yeah. Luke says, that's your opinion, but I'm not forced to like Halloween Kills. I generally like it. Peter says they wasted 20 minutes on the Oswald Cobblepot, a.k.a. Psych inmate escape scene. Yes. We're going to get into that, too. Luke says the original Tommy Doyle was not welcome back after harassing some people on the crew before the making of it and creating drama.
There you go.
Interesting. There you go. Orlando says Brian Andrews stated in an interview that he did want to reprise the role of Tommy Doyle, but was not asked to return. Well, those two stories kind of contradict each other. But we'll see. We'll see. I haven't heard anything. I haven't researched that. I haven't heard anything about it. Even though it's a trilogy, this is from Peter, half the film was filler. It's inexcusable even for a middle entry. Yes, agreed. He says also the movie had more of a subplots. This movie had more subplots than New Orleans Cemetery. Horrible. Ooh.
Well, now, okay.
That's a harsh joke there.
Now, some characters from 2018 are connected to the original movie. And this, again, my summary at the very end of this, I figured out how I would have fixed it. But, yeah, I mean, they do tie, like they take that burden, that Loomis burden, and it's on other people now. You know, it's the same kind of vibe, and I understand why they did that. I don't really have a problem per se with why they did it or even how they did that way. But where it ended up, maybe. We'll see.
Patricia says, I know that you guys were disappointed by the sequel, but don't fret. The Barn 2 is coming out.
Yes. That made my fucking day, honestly.
We got to have the director on. Crank, come on, man.
Fucking thing sucks!
It does
Thank
not.
you, Patricia.
No, it doesn't.
Jimmy says, Dad, we're watching. Hello, son. Not my real son. Patricia says, I remember Dallas watched it with Grandma. Thanks, Patricia. Appreciate you pointing out how old I am. Tyrone says, they cut out the stalking, but they gave us so much more when he makes his art for us. Okay. If you like that, okay. I'm not knocking you for liking it. It didn't ring true Halloween for me. FaZe says that's a risky statement about the two towers there, Ziggy, but I don't fully disagree. What the fuck?
I'll stand by it.
I do agree fully with the sentiment that there's no reason to lose hope on the third film of a trilogy. Not losing hope. My anticipation is way down now. Luke says Evil Never Dies is going to be stuck in my head like the Shamrock song. Hold on. What'd you say? Evil never dies. Get your weapons, guys.
I'm trying.
Evil never dies.
Evil
never dies. All right. That's enough of that shit. S. Michael says, I actually enjoyed Kills better than 18, but for me, that's not high praise. No. Why wasn't the Myers house pulled down? It's been asking for trouble being still up. Yes, yeah. You could have gotten the city commission to vote to tear that down.
Well, they did a fine job fixing it up, though, I will admit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be a great Airbnb in the future.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're almost to the end of the comments, so we can move on. I'm with Zigzag about Zombies Halloween. One thing Zombies has that H Kills doesn't have is stalking. Just his dialogue is horrible. Yeah. Let's talk about the score. We'll get to the score. Carpenter's son and Daniel Davies killed it. Oh, so damn good. I disagree, but we'll get to that too. Everyday Horror, the gay couple was a distraction because they knew it was repetitive with Michael breaking in a random house and killing a couple again. The comedic dialogue is just a distraction from the repetitive story. We're going to get to that. Luke says, I can agree with that a bit. Everyday Horror. Nice. And Ken Slate, welcome to the show. Ken says, wasn't impressed. All right. So my first question for you guys to get into the meat and potatoes of this movie. As a sequel, how did you like the connections to 2018 and even 1978, especially the flashbacks? Ziggy. Or no. Yeah, Ziggy.
Yeah, the flashbacks is pretty cool, but here's my problem with the flashbacks. Now, we're taking 2018 is a direct sequel to 1978. Okay, and here we are now in this new thing. We don't acknowledge anything else, 2 through Thorn and all that shit, and Resurrection and none of it. But now we're in a flashback that's taking us back to that very night, and some things are left the same as they were, yet some things they take liberties with, and they rewrite their whole thing. And fuck it, I'm going to say it right now.
Spoilers.
No, not really a spoiler. Just like what I want to, my summary to what I'm getting at, since we're kind of on this.
Okay.
I think what they should have done is maybe redid their version of the original Halloween. You know what I'm saying? And then you still could have done 2018 with JLC. And I think I'm telling you, man, when I was watching it last night, I was like, that would have, they could have said it any way they wanted and set this up and had bigger jump stones to go off of for these sequels this way. But now they're reinventing things like Lonnie, running into the shape and making him like the Tommy victim. I didn't like that. I even though Lonnie as an adult is actually pretty cool out of the bunch of the ones that come back. I dug it. He was cool. You want it. You're programmed to hate Lonnie Elam from the first one because he's such a little bully. Well, now you see why he's a bully. He got his too. I mean, but also, wouldn't he have bullied Tommy before the nighttime when the pumpkin got smashed and everything in the original?
Mm-hmm.
And is it just irony that the exact same thing happened to him with, he gets bullied and
8 hours later.
But
right?
It's the same.
I know.
You know what I mean? That's where
inconsistent.
Just the dialogue, though. They use the same fucking dialogue for it and stuff. That's not good, But the rest of the flashback, okay. The Loomis, fucking wow,
Look good. Look good. And it's makeup. It's all makeup. Prosthetics.
This isn't like that dual face.
It's not deep fake. It's prosthetics.
No.
Well, I think the way Loomis looked, everything was great about him except the way he sounded.
The voice.
It was.
Yes.
Yes. That was brutal.
I'm
shocked that they can't just take, even from anything he's done, and put it together, or just like you just talk like this, and then someone pushes the button, and all of a sudden you're sounding like this. Why can't they program it to sound like fucking Loomis? You know what I'm saying?
Or fucking hire Dave McRae or some other voice actor out there to do the goddamn voice. McRae does a pretty fucking good Loomis impersonation. Now, granted, a lot of times when he does it, he's exaggerating it a little bit, and it's a little pumped, but hire him to do the fucking voice. It's what he does. It's what he does for a living.
But they did answer some questions, like you wondered how they took Michael down after, like the first one, he gets up, he walks away, and we're left with the breathing and Lori crying and Loomis just looking around like he's still out there. And then 2018 comes along. Well, he's in custody. That and now we see that yes, he did get up and walk. They did chase him down. The cops were in on him, and they had a chance to stop it right there, right then. And so that's how the cop Hawkins, it's in 2018 and goes out by Dr. Sartain, right? That's his name.
Well, yeah.
Right. He shows up again, and now he reveals his tie to this legacy and why he needs to be the one to stop Michael. Hence the new Loomis kind of angle. You know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't even really hate that. That's not that bad, you know. But
no, because it doesn't necessarily change anything in the original film. It doesn't taint the original's greatness. It just kind of adds on to it for their story, which doesn't really tie well for me.
It's just the later on stuff that they try to go back to again. It's like, look, man, you guys could have made your own and jumped from there, and you know what I mean. No one, a 60-year-old Laurie Strode, at that point, yes, we're here, so now bring her back. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's rough. Colonel, what do you think about all this?
I forgot the question.
Colonel. Mostly, what did you like the connections to 2018 and 1978, especially the flashbacks?
Well, of course I did the Loomis. Full agreement there. I fucking loved it. That's probably one of my favorite things about the movie. Again, I agree the voice was not Loomis, but god damn it, if they did not feel good to see Loomis in a Halloween film again. Flashbacks. Other than that, it's like, it makes sense to push the story, trying to connect the two movies. Fucking Lonnie. Fuck Lonnie. I didn't even like him as an adult. It's fucking Lonnie, man. Like, because I ever programmed to hate this motherfucker. So yeah, I still fucking hate him. I hate his fucking kid too. Oh my goodness. That's for later on probably, but yeah. Other than that, the flashbacks okay. Now Hawkins is involved. It served its purpose. Correct me. The other stuff, or other cameos from past characters is what I'd rather talk about. So I'm gonna say the rest of my thoughts for that.
Well, that's next up. I enjoyed the flashbacks. I thought they were okay. I thought they were executed well. They just didn't really. I don't know. There's something that was my favorite part of the film. Was that first 20 minutes of it. The rest of it didn't really feel like a Halloween film to me. I'll leave it at that for now.
Luke has a good one. Hang on. Luke says, I'm not hearing anyone praise that 1978 mask they recreated.
Hold on. Now, you can ask these gentlemen. Friday night when we talked, even I said, man, they did a great job recreating the Myers house. Fucking detailed. That was
the Myers house, yeah.
That was good.
Now, look.
I thought the mask was pretty good, though.
Yeah, the mask looked good, but, hey, man, dude still had both of his fucking eyes in the mask. And we already know in 2018 it's got the shit poked out. So what the fuck?
Bingo.
That's a gaffe there.
Bingo. Thank you. All right, let's get into a couple of the things that you guys brought up. Was the return of Lindsay, Tommy, and Brackett necessary for the story or just fun Easter eggs? And I intentionally left Lonnie out of that because I'll tell you what, Lonnie was the returning character I liked the most. And I feel weird saying that because he's a little shit in the original. So how did you feel about that, Colonel?
Excluding Lonnie, because I still hated him. But you're right, he was the better of the fucking four or five. That's Tommy, fucking useless. That's like I said, Michael Anthony Hall ruined this fucking movie. He did. I just thought he was so over the fucking top. I think he forgot he was filming a Halloween movie and thought he was doing a production Macbeth and I don't know. He's just too fucking serious. He fucking killed
Shakespeare in the Park.
Yeah, he was just fucking awful. Lindsay was Lindsay. She was there. Sheriff Brackett was fucking there. And I was like super excited for him. And he's the one that I think they wasted the most, especially at the end. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, he was right next to Tommy. Like, just take this motherfucker out. Like, just everybody's entitled to one good scare. Like, seriously. Yeah. Fuck off, man. They ruined a great opportunity with every character, excluding fucking Lonnie, as much as I hate to say it.
I know, and I really enjoyed Lonnie's character. I thought, out of all of them, I think his character was the one I liked the most out of all the characters, including Laurie and Allison and all of them. I like Lonnie's the most, and fuck his kid Cameron because that kid's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I didn't forget about that. Trust me, I've been holding on to that grudge for 3 fucking years now.
You phone thrown in the pudding, motherfucker.
That's right. And then she just forgives him, just out of the blue. He shows up at the hospital. I'm sorry. Oh, give me a hug. Let's go fight Michael Myers.
Let's go play
hero. I know her dad just died and all this, and her grandmother's in the hospital, and she's pissed off, but she should still be pissed off about her fucking phone and this asshole. Because he's going to do it again. I'm telling you, Allison.
We need to take into consideration everything she went through after she left him, and he's saying all the right things, like, we're going to get him. We got Tommy. We got my dad. We're going to get this fucker tonight. You can come too. And she's just like, you know what? Yes. You know, I mean, she first time probably not feeling alone since they got to the hospital. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. I was excited to see these characters coming back.
Yeah.
Lindsay probably had the best scene. And yes, we're if you guys don't know by now, we're in full on spoiler rules here.
Yeah, it's happening.
It's already happened, but we're getting into it now. Lindsay's scene where she confronts Michael at the park. She saves the 2 kids on the swings. They take off. He shows up, and that scene I thought was pretty good, minus the. And someone pointed it out just a second ago. Hold on, fuck. Ken said nobody can shoot in this film. Yeah, that part. The nurse has the gun, you know, because she doesn't think her husband, the doctor, that's actually the nurse, can shoot it. So she takes it. That whole scene when Lindsay goes off into the woods and Michael's stalking her and she's hiding near the tree and under the bridge and everything. That was the one scene that felt Halloween-y. I know that's not a word, but you know what I mean? It was the one that had tension. It was the one that had a little bit of stalking. It was the one that had, you could see, you know, Myers in one corner and then Lindsay in another corner. And it just looked good. And it felt good. Everything else didn't feel that way. I liked that part. The 2 things that I will say about Brackett and Tommy, they missed 2 great opportunities for like a reunion scene. Right there. You've got Lori in the hospital. Brackett hears her name. I wanted a scene where he went in and checked on her. You know, where he walked in and just had a conversation with Lori. It could have been a 2-minute scene, but I wanted that scene. I didn't want much more because I knew he wasn't going to be able to serve much of a purpose in the film, and especially in the climax. I didn't expect that, but I wanted that scene. You know what? I didn't get it because they have a connection from the first film that is, I don't care if it has been 40 years if he hadn't seen her. It's unbreakable. Her best friend, which was his daughter, was slaughtered. And that connection doesn't go away. And they didn't touch it, and I'm pissed off about that. The second one I will say is I almost wanted the same kind of thing from Tommy, but he just runs in and is just like, Lori, Michael's blah, 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 blah. And there's no concern. There's no, oh, hey, you know, thanks for coming to see. There's nothing like that. It's just, I'm running in, and I'm running out. And
go find him.
The fuck out of
him. Go find him.
Right, but
hold on. Here's the best.
Get in there.
Here's the best one. 40 years ago, you protected me. Now I'm going.
How many times? I know we talk about the Evil Dies Tonight line being repetitive. How many times did they refer to it as 40 years ago? 40 years ago. That had to have been dropped 8 or 10 times as well. The writing in this movie was fucking lazy. I'll say it. Take that, David Gordon Green, Danny McBride, and the other guy that hardly gets any fucking credit because we can never remember his fucking name.
Yeah, just that
See,
was.
Jump in. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not. When Tommy and Lori finally have their moment, and that's all it is a moment. It's. I'm not muted.
Or
What?
did my speakers die?
I think the speaker died. I heard every word.
Okay. Yeah, but they come in, and it's wasted. What is this echo?
Did the echo show up?
Yeah.
All right. I think my headset died. Keep going though.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, it's fucking Tommy. They had such an opportunity here to. I mean, show me more than just you've been showing up to get drunk every Halloween for the last 40 years. You know what I mean? Well, not 40. Obviously, he was a boy, a small child when the shit transpired. But just to come in and, yeah, you protected me when I was a kid. No, I'm here to protect you. And she's like, oh, well, go find him. Go find him. And off he runs to go find him. And they're all so sure he's coming to this fucking hospital. And that's the other part where they're all separated, the mobs, the major mobs waiting at the hospital, and you got just the Lonnie and the nurse and Lindsay and the nurse and the real nurse, the doctor and the nurse in the car.
Right.
And yeah, man. And they realize, oh, well, he's heading right for his house. He's going home. That's what he does. He goes home. He stalks, he kills, he goes home.
Here's one of the things that irritated me also about the fact that Marion and another cameo that just kind of got shit on. That Marion, Lindsay, Tommy, and Lonnie just all hanging together at this bar, like old times. And it irritated me because I was just thinking to myself, why in the fuck would Marion be hanging out with these two people? They're like 20 years younger than them. But then I saw it in a second viewing. It is explained by the bartender that they get together and commemorate it every Halloween. But the first time pissed me off, and I was telling my friends this outside the theater afterwards. I was just like, she's like 20 years older. Why would anybody hang out? And then I looked at both of them, and they're both 20-something years younger than me. I was like, oh, never mind. I guess that ruins my point. Colonel, anything to add on this before I get to the comments?
Just, I always thought it was funny going back to the nurse. I'm like, is she really from Haddonfield, or she just feel the need to move there after her experience with Michael? Because let's not forget, Smithsgrove was 150 miles away.
Right. 150 miles from downtown Haddonfield.
That's all.
Orlando says the headset dies tonight.
Thank you. All right. S. Michael says, damn it, Lonnie deserves about as much screen time as Reggie the Reckless. Oh!
Damn.
There comes a point where nostalgia for its own sake is more exploitative than cool. See, I liked Lonnie's character, though. The others were worthless to me.
I
needed
agree with
more.
S. Michael, though. That was like a little less of me.
I wanted more.
Yeah, okay.
I wanted more of those characters. Because,
Everyday Horror says old characters was just for fan service. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Ziggy, finish your thought.
I would have wanted a lot more from them. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty public about it. I've been digging this whole resurgence of old horror stars coming back and reprising roles 20, 30, 40 years later. I'm a big fan for it. So yeah, seeing what they did here with this one, yeah, they plugged in as many as they could, and absolutely for the fans. But just, yeah, could have used a little bit more of that and a little more substance to what they were doing.
Boom. That's what I was getting ready to say. As long as these characters come back and they have some kind of meaning or they push the plot forward, they have something to provide, to the story, I'm down for it. I like it. If you do it like this, though, I'll say it. And I thought about this a couple days ago. This film was pretty fucking close to just a glorified, really high-budget fan film. All right? I'll fucking say it. The acting was on par with just slightly better than some fan films. And you're just bringing back some of these characters. Present company accepted, by the way, if anyone's watching. But, if you're bringing back some of these characters, they better push the fucking plot forward and not just deliver the same line that they gave 40 fucking years ago and then get a fucking knife through their throat. All right? Thank you very much. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Luke says, all the quick cameos meant to hype the story and movie more, did nothing to add to the story. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I think that Lindsay was the better of the returning characters. Her character did not feel like a damsel in distress and get her licks in with the sack of bricks or rocks. Yeah, like I said, I like that scene.
She had her own.
Yeah, she did. I'm not sure what this means. Carrie says he wanted grief sex.
That's the boyfriend of.
Oh,
yeah.
Cameron.
Okay. Okay.
Cameron
Ooh.
Elam.
Ooh, I do remember that grief sex though. Oh, I'll think about that later. S. Michael says I could have not. Oh my God, you went back to that.
That's all we got.
Oh, okay. S. Michael says I could have done without any of the cameos. The worst was the MAGA-like karaoke night from hell. We're
Suburbers.
Suburbers. Okay, yeah.
Tremendous.
Luke says best scene in the movie: Nurse, gun, Michael, car door. No.
That's one thing.
God.
All looked at the final counts and added them up. That is one kill Michael does not get credit for. He kicked the door, but technically she killed herself.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to really go through there and take 11 firemen got killed. They announced that later.
I only saw 6 on camera though.
The report from at the hospital, we lost 11. 11, and they, we only see 6 killed maybe, but the report is they show the bodies in the aftermath later. There's more than 6 there. So, I said, if we're really gonna go after Jason's title, we need a fucking
there's no way to keep a count here if they're gonna be able to pad the numbers like that though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's they threw a lot of them on the.
Then you got to go back to Jason Takes Manhattan, and how many people were on that cruise ship? You got to go back to Jason X. How many people were on that space station? We're on the spaceship.
They already got those in there, I would say.
No, they don't count those.
There's thousands of people on the fucking space station blew up.
All right. Yeah, Carrie confirms Allison's boyfriend. Carrie Yates says lots of missed opportunities. Luke says, I agree, there's lazy writing in this movie. Thank you, sir. There it is. Yeah, the headset dies tonight. Thanks. That's really good, Orlando. I wish I could golf clap that one, but I can't right now.
All right, hang on.
Oh, you can.
Oh, that golf clap. Yeah, it's up here.
That clap. Yeah, I don't have the actual golf clap, but Tyrone says, Crank, you're right, but I love the junk line feel of the whole thing. I don't know why, I just did. Yeah, okay. To each their own, man. Luke says Marion's character made more sense in H2O than in Kills. Thank you very much. I like that comment too. Tyrone says, yes, that's it. I love the fan film feel. Maybe you do. Carrie says, lambs to the slaughter. That's why they brought him back. Yeah, Tyrone says, you nailed it, Crank. All right, thanks. Joseph says, totally agree with the missed opportunity with Brackett and Laurie. Also, the park chase was the only real Halloween-y feel to the movie. All right, I'm not fucking crazy, and I'm not fucking just an angry moviegoer that's out there. It's the worst in the franchise. No, I'm not. I'm not that guy. I've got my reasons for why I feel this way. And Orlando says, sorry, not sorry, but I was so glad to see Cameron get the crap beat out of him. He was a douchebag in 2018. Absolute.
I think for that we can.
Thank you very much. All right. Colonel, does Myers' brutality fit this character in this film?
Yeah. For this film, yeah. Because they pretty much took that stalking at the fucking window. just fucking punted it. Like, okay, we're gonna get a straight up slasher fucking clone, like every other slasher, other than Halloween, which is what makes the original Halloween so great. Well, but the stalking was fucking fantastic. And yes, there's a little bit of stalking, I guess, hiding in the fucking dude's bathroom. But really, if you look at it, he went in there to bandage up his fucking hand. I mean, later in the movie, you see a bandage around his fucking hand.
Yeah, a fresh one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
He's just trying to get home. He's trying to get home. Don't slide everybody gets in his way. He's just trying to get home.
Okay, let's explore that for a second, and we'll come back to the brutality with Ziggy here in a minute. But let's explore that for a minute. If that's the case in 1978, why didn't he just go home? He went home in 78. Laurie drops the key under the mat, and then he starts following her.
Yeah.
He doesn't stay home. He goes to the school. He follows her down the street with her friends. Why didn't he just stay home in 78?
I don't know. It's all fucking random in 78. It's all,
Inconsistent. That's what I'm saying.
No,
All right,
I'm sorry. Just to kind of go back to, why didn't he just go home? And he just kind of walk through and just kill everybody. And the dead brutality. Well, man, they set this up in 2018 that he's going to be more fucking brutal. Like I said, it's...
Sure.
We even said after 18, okay, we got a new Myers here. It's not Myers of 78.
Nope.
Now, they hammered staring out his sister's window over and over again. You know what I mean? It came up in the flashback. It came up once they actually got there when, they at the end there. And I don't know. I just feel like, they took it their own way. They can't say his sister anymore. So, I mean, you know what I mean? Fuck. What do you do with that? So now it's about getting home. And it's not great. It wasn't a great fucking choice. Absolutely not.
Oh, they say he just had to stare out the window. I kept imagining, little Michael Myers standing there just eating graham crackers like.
Ziggy, what'd you think? Did the brutality fit the character? You enjoyed that?
Yeah, I mean that's where the entertainment comes in on this, especially for the gorehounds out there. All probably got a kick out of what was happening with how he was handling himself, And is it totally out of the realm of possibility that a insane psychopathic killer could deteriorate further in his old age and just become something else? I mean, what's so hard? What's the problem with this? With
I
him
saw
being
somebody
the way he was.
compare. Well, I saw somebody compare it earlier to John Wick, especially the scene where he kicks the car door and it just happens to hit the girl's hand and happens to turn the gun around and happens to go off at the exact right time to blow her head off.
Yeah, that wasn't a good choice. I mean, it's not even clever. You know what I mean? It's just dumb.
Myers shouldn't use a gun at all, in my opinion.
Well, he didn't. She used it on herself. It was fucking suicide.
I know, but still.
Dumb.
I backed up to get to this comment from S. Michael because it touched on this and I remembered it. Am I the only one who felt a couple of the kills were mean-spirited? And does that matter? I'm specifically referring to the old couple, yes, and as well as Nurse, what's her nurse? Yeah, that's kind of part of what I'm talking about. What the fuck was the point of, after that old guy that they kill, when he is going through town to go home or whatever, and he's on the kitchen table, and he just keeps turning around and grabbing a knife and just plunging it in. He plunges like 4 or 5 knives in. Why?
Well, look.
Colonel? No, hold on. Colonel was like, let me get in. Colonel, what?
Number one, you got to test the product before you fucking buy it. All right.
He didn't test the knife that he walked out with. He didn't test the knife that he walked out with.
It had the right weight. He knew, like, damn, this is a good fucking knife. They must have made this in Germany. Like, he knew he had a fucking good one. The other ones he knew was garbage. Instead of putting them back in the fucking meat block, come on. All right. Now, like, it was on purpose. It was fucking badass, too. I did enjoy that. So.
I didn't because it didn't feel right.
Well, no. The resources in his own mind, and he was just like, yep, he kept turning around. There's another knife, see how this one goes in. You know, it just whatever is driving him. We were getting a look at that, you know, and yeah, it doesn't really. There's nothing to it aside from the horror of the woman with the fluorescent bulb sticking out of her neck, watching it and going out of focus. I liked it. I liked that scene. I did like it. I thought that was kind of disturbing in a way, and I'm okay with that, you know, because it's nothing. Because he was just like, "Yep, I'm out of knives. I got one. I'm off again. Here we go. Next step." So I mean,
I agree with this, Michael. I think it was unnecessary. Maybe one knife, but 5 or however many he did, it didn't do
that
anything.
that's his tribute to Rob Zombie's H2. I think that little scene. That's probably as brutal as it got, you know. Just the whole and grabbing the fluorescent bulb and shit was kind of like, bro.
I don't know. That's just me. Maybe let's see if any of the comments explain it any better. Luke says this was more of a wrestling picture, which I do love, and not as much of a stock suspense movie, which most fans want, which I get and understand. I like that too. Joseph says, when talking about this movie, the name Jason escaped my lips by accident. Yeah, I believe it because it didn't feel like Michael Myers. It felt like a Jason in a Myers mask. Tyrone says, because she came to his home. Okay. And then he just stalks her the rest of the time? Okay. But then that should carry over as the reason that they give in this movie. But now they're trying to change it and just saying he just wants to go home. That's what I'm saying. It's just inconsistent and lazy.
Well, when you blow out that whole sister line, that you got to change a lot of things, you know.
Sure, and that's tough. That's a huge hurdle to overcome. Carrie says it was a bloodbath. It didn't do the 78 version any justice. You just felt scared watching it with all the stalking scenes by Michael. Right.
And then let's be honest here. They did not mention her being the sister in the first movie at all. So it doesn't come up until the end of 2.
In those bonus scenes that you got on the TV, it does.
Well, again, but that wasn't in the original cut. That's shit they added to pad out the fucking broadcast because they couldn't show PJ Soul's tits on the air.
I know. Luke says, I wanted a brutal, dark, violent movie, and I got it. But in place of that was some lazy writing and hardly any suspense. I got what I wanted, but understand why it's getting criticism. Okay, well, yeah, if you went to the theater wanting a brutal, dark, violent film, no wonder you enjoyed it. I get that. I went to the theater wanting more Halloween. And 2018 was a little bit outside of the Halloween box for me, but it wasn't completely fucked up. There were a couple of good scenes that stuck with what I would call the formula or the character. This one threw it all out the window and just went nuts for it. So that's part of why I didn't like it. That's his art lover it. Okay. He's making art with the guy on the table. All right, fine. Orlando says something that some people do not comment. The kid whose babysitter was killed in 2018 was reduced from a character to a news report on the television. Yeah. I have a feeling that kid might show back up in Ends somehow.
Yeah, probably.
I think they only included him because he was just such a popular character from 2018. People, for some reason, love that damn kid. Jabril Namtambu.
Kind of a dick. Yeah, kind of a dick. He's a kid. He high-hatted us, that little shit. That little fucking 6-year-old ankle biter shit head, man. Little bastard.
His dad was the cool one that was just like...
Yeah, his dad was cool.
Yeah. Orlando also says, after Michael Myers escaped the burning house, he was angrier than a shaken nest of wasps. So I feel he took his anger on anyone that he came across. Okay, yeah. Being tricked by the Strodes, getting stuck in the house, almost getting burned to death. Okay. you're giving me an explanation that I can kind of hold on to. If they had mentioned something like that, okay.
Sticking your face in a hot ass fire. I'm just saying, you could snap even further. He snapped completely in half by then. He was just a different Michael by the time he come out of that house. Sticking your face in the hot ass fire, getting hot rubber mask burned on your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, well, it's gonna change a man.
And Carrie, I agree. There was no build up to the scares. It was just violence for violence sake and gore for gore's sake.
Flashback.
That first 78 flashback, man. That jump scare almost rivaled the one from Exorcist 3.
Mm.
Where he jumps out of the closet? Yeah.
Haddonfield, where nothing happens.
Yeah.
It was good.
That wasn't bad.
Except for his having two working eyes.
Right. Joseph says, I like the first 45 minutes in this movie, the flashbacks, the firefighters. Yes, firefighter scene. We're got to talk about that here in a minute. The fire looked cool, nice filming, and everything in the park. Then the hospital hit, and I found myself laughing, and not in a good way. Did like the ending. Okay, interesting. Interesting that you like the ending, but it was an ending that was destined to be that way to set up for the final film. I get that. Luke says, well, that's another thing. I feel like the Halloween feel has been gone for a long time, so I just took it for what it was.
Excellent point.
Yeah, okay. I think H2O had that Halloween feel a little bit. Maybe not as good. I definitely think 4 had the Halloween feel. I think 2018 had a little bit of the Halloween feel, but maybe not, modern day version of it. I see your point there. Okay. I'm going to come back to that comment because... No. I'm going to come back to that comment when we talk about the ending, Tyrone. No, and that's all that's going on there. Now, we've already talked a little bit about Anthony Michael Hall. Ziggy, did you want to throw your thing in there? Because
Anthony Michael Hall. I mean, I'll say this, man. The internet has had me chuckling at all the Anthony Michael Hall clips that have the text "Evil dies tonight" below it. Fucking hilarious. And it got me thinking, hey, why not? I have one too.
This is getting good.
Very nice, very nice.
Yes.
That
could have taken up a whole show. We could have did those.
We could have done multiple ones of those. We dropped one today from Breakfast Club.
Who did that? Because I spit my fucking juice out this morning when I saw that.
That would be great.
That was funny.
I made mine on Saturday. Crickets online, so I'm like, okay.
Yours was funny too.
No, yours was good. I just saw that photo earlier. I was just scrolling through Anthony Michael Hall for this, and saw that photo, and I was just like, "Oh, I got to do something with that." Joseph mentioned something about he liked the firefighter scene, and we talked about this last week. But there was a petition that was going around asking for that scene to be taken out. Now, I think we found who started that petition. And check this out. And you'll see. Yeah, check this out. You'll see.
Look what I can do.
There you go. I think that guy started the petition.
Damn it.
So that leads me to my next question. What did you think of Big John and Little John? Ziggy?
you know what? They came up with something that was a little different than the abandoned Michael Myers house. I commend them for that. It's Mike. His name's Michael McDonald or something, or McDermott or something, isn't it?
McDonald.
Yeah, from Mad TV. Whatever. But it was, you know what? It was cool to see him come in and do something again. They didn't go bullshit over the top crazy with it. It was kind of funny, him with the cheese knife and everything. Yeah, man, that was I got a kick out of it. It was a little comic relief. It's what Kenny Powers again, probably his pen working, getting that shit written out. And
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't too bad. And I think where they ended up with the record playing and him. Although that was Halloween-y with him desecrating the bodies, but yeah, that was the worst part about it, was them getting dispatched. Although I did like it when Michael mashed up his face and everything. That was kind of cool.
I thought it felt forced. I thought it was just added, like, hey, we have no, gay representation. We have black representation with the doctor and the nurse. We need gay representation. Go write a gay scene. It felt forced to me. It felt out of sorts. Colonel?
I'm just going to say, if that was your idea of comedic relief,
Yeah, that was
he was a
rough.
better comedy writer than that, Danny, because I found none of that funny. And it didn't bother me. Like I said, I thought they were great fucking interior decorators. I was like, that house looks really fucking nice. But it just was not funny. They served a purpose. They were there to get killed in the fucking Myers house.
Did you appreciate it, though, that it just wasn't the same old abandoned Myers house still there?
Yeah, that's what I liked. I mean, because that one actually made sense for him. Because I know it was mentioned earlier, like, oh, they're breaking into another house with another couple. Well, it was his house he fucking broke into. They just happened to be the poor fuckers they were living with. And it could have been, your typical, white picket fence, husband, wife, 2.5 kids, bullshit. And they would have got fucking murdered. It didn't matter.
It did matter.
We've talked about this in the past, though. It almost seems like there's a checklist for major films anymore. And it doesn't involve like good script, good actors, good director. It's like, does it have this representation? Does it have this representation? Are you hiring this many diverse for your work scene? And as much as I agree with, yes, there should be some diversification in the entertainment field. I agree with that. This just felt, I could edit this out of this entire scene out of the movie and be fine with it. And
yeah, but they've been doing representation, good or bad, for years. I mean, go back to the 80s. You need this stereotype, you need this stereotype, you need this stereotype, you need this stereotype.
Sure.
I mean, I was thrilled these guys weren't fucking stereotyped. A gay couple, but they weren't like, overly flamboyant or anything. They weren't fucking stereotypes. There's
no.
two
and that's
fucking people.
I'm not saying.
I know you're not saying that. I know you're not.
It was a 15-minute scene that didn't necessarily need to be there. They could have literally just shown up to the house later, found 2 dead bodies, and then discovered their way. When this movie comes out, or when I can actually download a copy of this movie, the full movie, I'm probably going to do my own edit, and we're going to skip that hospital scene. We're going to skip, and it'll be like an hour and 20 minutes, and clean.
But the movie's only an hour 45 minutes anyway, man. I mean, I think you met these 2 guys and got to see what led up to their demise, but I think they were wanting to set up this big shocking reveal, like Laurie finding Annie in the bedroom, and it just didn't have the same impact at all. That's where they failed.
No. We're almost there. Well, can we talk about? We've already kind of mentioned it a little bit. Can we talk about the overused line "Evil dies tonight" and the mob mentality of Haddonfield? Did that get on you guys' nerve as much as it did mine? I get the message they were trying to tell me, but still, a little bit too hard of a push. Ziggy?
Yes, I can see this being how people might feel, but the execution of how they handled it was absolutely dumb. and not believable whatsoever. Way overacted, and the mob just that fucking mob was nothing. That it just didn't work, and the wasted time of cornering the red herring Michael Myers and his eventual suicide, that could have been completely cut out, in my opinion. That fucking scene, that. But again, I'm looking at the runtime of the movie. I go, if my version it'd be less than an hour, or it's an hour and 15 minutes long. I think with all the dumb shit I would have taken out of it.
Yeah, I'm thinking an hour 15, hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, I'd be fine. I'd be fine with that. Colonel, same for you. Did it just bother you that much? And including the addition of the red herring of Figaro, which I'm calling him. I know that's not his fucking name, but I'm calling him Figaro. Did that add anything to it?
No, I don't know what to word this. Again, the whole evil dies tonight thing, like I said, it was way too quick to incite a mob. I get it. Myers, we're the bad guys. Nobody's innocent. Blah, 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 blah. So I mean, it missed me with all that bullshit because it was just fucking stupid. It made no sense. You guys know that's been one of my biggest complaints since the trailer. Like, okay, we go get this mob. What's going on here? I got to find out. And my worst nightmare came true when I found out about this mob. It was just, that's what I like about the mob in Halloween 4. It was so much more realistic. It was just a bunch of drunk fucking rednecks got in their fucking trucks. I went out looking for him. That's when you got like half the fucking town out there. Tommy's just stopping at every fucking gas station he can. Hey, this is what's going on. I need some guys ain't afraid to get their hands dirty. And no. I know I'm talking about realism in a fucking horror movie, but
you can do realism in a horror movie. It's not that hard.
I know it's not. But apparently it's too hard to think of a real way to incite a fucking mob.
Tommy failed to connect any nostalgia with me with this movie to the originals. It just wasn't there. It just wasn't there.
Tyrone says, I agree that line was overused. Luke says, all the Halloween Kills memes have been hilarious. Yes, agreed. There have been some good ones. Luke says, I could have gotten some great mob footage up here in Minneapolis. Woo! Not going to go there. I might visit Minneapolis, but I'm not going to go there with that comment. I see what you're doing there. I didn't like the whole, and she even says it at some point in the in the exposition at the end of the movie where she's talking about, fear divides us and blah, blah, blah. And that's what they were trying to show with the mob mentality and the fact that misinformation can spread so quickly. I get it, but this is not the movie to sell that point.
Yep.
I would have rather seen Laurie Strode eating an Activia yogurt in the hospital when she's recovering. I'd rather see that as a selling point and for some kind of message. But it did not work for me whatsoever. S. Michael says, pros, some nice brutal kills, decent effects, cool mask, scary Michael. Cons, lackluster performances from the supporting cast, including Jamie Lee Curtis. Man, you guys did not like Jamie Lee Curtis in this. Rough script, hokey townspeople scenes. Yeah. Agreed. I agree with that. Luke says, Halloween Kills actually made me appreciate 1981's Halloween 2 much more. I used to find it really boring, but I got a newfound love for it. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people wanted some kind of play like they did in Halloween 2 from 1981, and they're in the Haddonfield Memorial Hospital. I was kind of thinking to myself, okay, this mob's going to dispatch, then Michael's going to come in, and maybe we'll get a little bit of the Laurie getting stalked around the hospital again. But, oh no, not this time. Not this time at all.
Yeah. Joseph says, also nice to see Jim Cummings in this movie. Nice job as Hawkins' victim. I loved him in The Wolf of Snow Hollow. Huge surprise that he was in this movie. Very, very talented writer, director, and actor. Wish he was in the movie more. Yeah, he's the guy that Hawkins shoots in the 78 flashback. Yeah.
I highly doubt he'd be able to talk after getting shot in the fucking throat. That's a discussion for another day.
Just nick the jugular,
off to
man.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, it was off to the side. So,
Still.
all right. Orlando says, so apparently the comment from Screen 4 saying that one way to survive a horror movie is if you're gay did not apply to Halloween Kills. I guess
Oh
not.
no.
No,
Oh, no.
not at all. Carrie says, totally agree to too many tick boxes. Yeah. There is an extended director's cut coming out. Yeah, and it's going to, we're aware of that. Yeah, David Gordon Green has already said there's an extended director's cut that'll be on the Blu-ray. Okay, great. I think it could be a shortened director's cut, personally. Cut some of those fucking idiotic, worthless scenes.
Yep, we're gonna pad out the hospital scene. The mob scene. We're gonna pad out the the whole bar scene again. And
well, if some of those extended cuts explain why the choices were made in this film, maybe I'll appreciate it more. I doubt it, because I haven't really seen the brilliance of David Gordon Green yet. I just haven't seen it. Orlando also says Evil Dies Tonight line is right up there with liking a steak cooked well done. You don't divide us now, Orlando. S. Michael says, reminded me of the mob scene from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. There you go. You said that already. They could have gotten. I already did that one too. All right, cool. Right.
ugh.
Oh, here we go. Kevin Dustin says, Dave McCrae took $60,000, made a fan film that looks like a big studio release with well-developed characters, terrific acting, and great mood and suspense. What the hell happened to Halloween Kills? That's what I'm saying. This is like a glorified fucking fan film. And Keith agreed. Dave did a great job with that. We've raved about this already. We've had him on here to talk about it. I love that film. Can't wait for more.
I think they got too many people telling them after 2018, you guys did fantastic, and no matter what you come up with, it's going to be great. And they made some questionable choices here with this one, man. There's no question. I mean, it is entertaining, man, and I still think it does feel like a Halloween movie personally, but that's just me. I find it. I'm entertained by it more than some of the other films. There's a lot going on, yes, and then a lot of it that doesn't. They didn't need it, and just different approaches, man. That fucking mob fucking scene could have been. That's what's gonna be the bane of this film for me, is gonna be that whole thing, and then that rushed fucking ending. Oh,
All right. Well, let's get to that.
all right.
The other Strode women stepped up in the third act. What were your thoughts on Karen and Allison? Who starts this one?
I don't remember.
Colonel, then.
Colonel, all right. It was out of character for Karen, which I kind of liked it. I'll give that credit for her to kind of take charge of the situation, not kind of being like the scaredy one of the group. Like, she's looking at her reflection, she's like, fuck it, someone's got to do something. So I kind of dug that to an extent. Allison, for me, it kind of makes sense because it's her character, but she was just pretty much a stupid fucking teenager out for revenge. Allison did nothing for me in this film.
Allison, I got because it was kind of a natural progression of her character. I could see her going through that.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that, but it's at the same time, it's just she was just a reckless teenager out for revenge. Like I would have liked more from the character, because obviously by the time we get the kills, it's all speculation. But she's going to be the survivor. So I was hoping to see her a little bit stronger.
Yeah, because that gravity is hitting them of everything they've heard their whole lives from grandma and mom, has now come to pass, and they're feeling it, So yeah, they should have played the fuck that up a lot, man, big time, more than they did.
The thing that I hated, especially about Judy Greer and Karen, or Judy Greer's performance as Karen, and it wasn't necessarily even her performance. I didn't mind her whining her way through the first hour and 20 minutes of the film because that's her character. I mean, it was established in 2018, but I hated that they did the same fucking goddamn exact fucking thing that they did with her in 2018. That, you know, oh, I'll run this way. I'll have Michael follow me. And then when he turns around and the lights come on and he's cornered, I'll just say, gotcha. Just like I did in 2018. Ziggy, I mean, did you like either of their characters? Or did that piss you off? Anything?
She did live up to her name when she especially was in the hospital bitching about there's a security guards here. You should have some security. I think there should be security guards here, you know. She was carrying out.
Your manager?
Yeah, she was being Karen big time. But you know, not so much when she did what she did, because I get it. Michael's just hey, I'm getting this bitch, and this is what's up, and then gotcha. And then of course, how funny would it have been to have when Michael popped up behind her in the house? Gotcha. You know what I mean? Before he takes care of her. Yeah, you know. But yeah, no, I don't have a problem with their characters in this. They didn't drag me out of it like Tommy did. You know, they kept me in the lane. So I don't have really a problem with how they acted it.
Again, I didn't mind Karen up until that last bit. And I really, like I said, I really had no problem with Allison because it was a natural progression of her character. The finale, Myers takes a goddamn beat down in this. I mean, holy shit.
6 more shots.
Yeah. Was that scene and his ultimate revenge at the very end a fitting ending, Ziggy?
No. Very unsatisfying, 100%, because they get him. The mob, you finally see it where the mob gets a hold of him, and they're taking it to him. He's getting his licks in too. He's slashing and whacking people while they're getting him, but then he goes down. Tommy gets the big hit that knocks him out, and then then we get to Laurie talking about how evil and the more he kills, the more evil transcends, and blah blah blah. And he leaps up, and just as the old Sheriff Brackett is leaning over him, and he takes a slash, and everybody gets killed. The whole mob is taken out, all of them, including
John
Tom.
Wick style.
Yeah, I mean
Who said that?
It's fast, man. It's fucking fast, and everybody gets it. Nobody makes it. Not even Karen. She walks in. She walks into the Myers house and is looking out the very window. The whole thing that they keep going back to, and one last, Michael steps in behind her. Now, I did notice in the second viewing, she's got her hands up like this while the stabbing's going on. So maybe she survives this attack. I don't know. She looks.
Orlando just mentioned that in the comments.
Someone did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. We'll get to it then. But yeah. That's what I took the second time. I figured, she's dead for sure. She kind of does the psycho Janet Leigh thing out of the shower, just kind of dead with the eyes open, drops to the floor. But again, there was just way too much of her blocking the knife attacks to me to think she's totally dead. That's just me on it. But and that's kind of where we go. You get a shot of Michael, you get a shot of Laurie, and Halloween Kills. Roll the credits. Here's our ending. So.
Colonel,
now we're set up for our main event.
Was this fitting for you? Was this Luke going off to Dagobah for his final training ending style?
I didn't care for it. It served its purpose to an extent. I know someone, Everyday Horrors, talk about Michael on the ground shaking for his knife. I did kind of dig that because I was rooting for fucking Michael. I mean, that's as bad as it was. I did appreciate it, especially when he's standing there and he's surrounded and he just reaches down, picks up the mask, puts it on, like, all right, motherfuckers, let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, I did kind of like that thought.
I mean, I think if they didn't have that in there, I would have liked it even less. But at that point, I'm like, yeah, let's go get him, Michael. Let's get him. Then I'm like, fuck, he's getting his ass kicked. And I'm like, oh, yeah, he took everybody out. So, okay, I dug that. The Karen thing, I'm going to assume she's dead, just because we'll go back to Empire Strikes Back. It's the second movie in a trilogy. It has to end in, like I said, it has to end in a downer.
On a downer, right?
So I think she's gone. I hope she is.
We assumed Hawkins was gone in 2018 too, but
what's that?
Yeah.
Michael was gone in 2018.
no, we assumed Hawkins was gone.
Hawkins.
Oh, Hawkins was I don't know. Like Bill Mosley said, money has a strange way of bringing people back from the dead.
There you go.
But no, still wasn't. As much as I liked it, I just didn't like it for that movie. You know, it made perfect sense. This fucking terrible storyline about the mob trying to find him.
I knew the ending was going to be open, you know, because we are getting a third movie here in another year. I knew that, but still, this one was lackluster. I did not like the showing of a beatdown on Michael, actually weakening him. You know, I don't think you can do that. I don't feel that Michael Myers' character can be weakened that way. And like somebody pointed out, him shakily crawling to get his knife, and the Colonel just brought it up again. You know, no. Myers is stronger than that.
But just like Jason, just like fucking Leatherface, they fully recovered after, you know, when the attack comes back, he's fine. You know, he's totally fine again.
Sure.
So
but even a brief glimpse of weakness from a character like Michael Myers is not physical weakness. Let me put it that way. Physical weakness bothers me. So, comments. Joseph Scott. Jamie Lee Curtis said that the ending of Halloween Ends will get a lot of people mad. Holy crap, we're already mad. Evil Guys Tonight fucking pissed me off. Exactly. Carrie Yates, I think they rushed the movie just like they did Halloween 4. Yeah, okay, I see that. S. Michael, I enjoyed 13 Fanboys so much more than Kills. I feel like they handled their fan service cameos way better. Yeah, we're going to be talking about 13 Fanboy next week, so stay tuned for that. Kills didn't suck, he continues. I just won't be rushing to see it again anytime soon. Luke says, just read that Ross Bacon, who played the escaped mental patient, Figaro, had passed away this past May. Yes, he did. I saw that same post. Rest in peace to you, Mr. Bacon.
Mr. Figaro.
He played a great character, and he played it well. It just, I hated the way they used him.
I mean, he really did. He had two words: "Help me."
Yeah,
and he's probably one of the better actors in the film.
Possibly.
Just in a pointless situation.
Yeah, I just hated the situation that he was put in. Orlando says, if I'm jumping ahead, let me know. But do I think Karen is dead? No. I feel that Allison will be the one to destroy Michael in Halloween Ends. Obviously, we're going to talk about Halloween Ends a lot before it comes out. But I think Allison will be the last one standing. But I think Laurie will be the one to finally put the nail in Michael's coffin, for lack of a better word. Now, also, go ahead, Colonel.
No. Finish your thought.
We already kind of got a little bit of an information from that when she says, is that what you were going to say?
Yeah.
When she says something like, maybe if I have to die for him to die, then so be it. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. There's going to be something and maybe she's rescuing Allison from a fatal blow. Jamie Lee swoops in to,
well, hey man,
the situation.
If they can
Here I come to save the day.
If they can fucking top the ending of H2O, now discount all that resurrection retelling bullshit.
Right.
That H2O ending is the best of the series, in my opinion. What? That was fucking closure, baby.
No.
They could have ended it right there, dude, and never walked again.
They could have.
Would have been fabulous.
Easily 78 was the best ending in the fucking series.
Which one?
78.
Oh, yeah, 78. Absolutely. But
man,
H2O for a sequel wasn't a bad ending.
No, it wasn't. It was a good way to end the story, so we thought.
Right.
We thought that was going to be the last one at the time. That's what they kept saying. As Bill Moseley says, "Oh, money talks." I get that, but
Right.
they did a fucking bang up job with wrapping that shit up with a fucking bow. I mean, as you like to do, Colonel. That was the ending I loved the most. I mean, 78, yes, that's fucking got you right back on the edge of your seat again. Like, oh fuck, you're waiting for that one last jump scare that didn't never come. But I mean, it's super effective. You don't forget that. That stays with you. But I mean, I dug the closure that we got in H2O. That was a fucking ending. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Luke says he's not weakened in that scene. He could be playing in Act 2. He did get up and slaughtered all of them immediately. Okay, maybe. Maybe he's playing possum? Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, all right. We're on weakened. He could have been in a weakened state. We'll flashback to 78 here. I mean, he was down with the needle through the fucking throat. He was down with the knife in the fucking stomach. And he gets back up. I mean, it could have been one of those things, not necessarily playing possum. It's just like, you had to put another coin in that arcade to get your fucking life back and get back up and go.
Never underestimate the power of Thor.
Nice. Carrie says, love discussing the film with you all. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
We always appreciate our friends from across the pond. Weird IZ Bond TV. No, not weird. Word is Bond TV. There we go. Now I can read. It's a long way away. I'm sorry, man. He says, movie was trash. They made Michael seem like just a geriatric old man. Not scary. Disrespectful to the slasher OG. It's kind of what we've been talking about for the last 2 hours.
Yeah, and
strangely enough.
Look, man, I mean, it is 40 years later. We're never going to get the magic we got originally. Never.
No.
We'll never recapture that feeling. Never. So what we have to do is either take what good comes with these bad representations and, harness the good stuff, mine the good stuff out of it, man. But there's always going to be shit that none of us are all going to agree on that worked or didn't work. Or, I mean, the bottom line, yeah, I mean, Michael Myers is 60-something years old now in this, so 61. And then it's gonna be a 65 come, this next one. So, and
the next one's gonna be called Halloween Ends AARP edition.
AARP Wear Your Mask edition. Because I heard the pandemic will be represented as well. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully they sell early bird special tickets for screenings. And they all air at 5:00.
Fuck.
That's good.
Thank you.
As Michael says, is Allison 18 yet? No, I don't believe she is in the film. The actress clearly is. She's in her 20s, but I don't think so. Carrie says, possibly is S. Michael, as Lori told her to go traveling when she tried to give her the $3,000 from the interview. I don't think she is yet, but she will be soon. She'll be over 18 in the next film.
Yeah.
She'll be in college by then, probably. Or maybe almost out of college. Who knows?
Who knows? She might go to USC and Michael can meet her there.
God damn it. S. Michael says, Allison's boyfriend seemed to be having a brutal death, but honestly, it was too dark. I couldn't quite tell what was exactly occurring. His neck got broken multiple times,
Dude.
I think.
Oh, my God. You remember? I don't know if you guys have seen this. Do you remember the scene in Friday when they finally catch that kid that was knocking over the trash cans? They beat his ass with a belt. They're like, we got that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
That was my reaction when he got it. I was like, well, they finally got that motherfucker. Like, I was so proud and happy that he got it in such a brutal way.
Yeah, basically he was getting,
Michael. You really couldn't see. I mean, his neck was getting broke, but I would like a little more detail on that.
He was getting pinballed all around the banister and the step, the floor of the step, and the two partitions on either side, and then you knew he was going to give him the old finish off. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a stab or then he twisted his neck upside down.
That twist was quite an ender.
Okay.
Joseph Scott, I want to approach this one. I hope they don't kill Lori. Horrible message. Your past traumas will eventually kill you. All the talk about facing trauma in 2018 would be wasted. Just a thought. Now, okay, I understand what you're saying there. and I absolutely get it. The thing is, Laurie is damn near destined, almost like a Shakespearean character,
I was just going to say
sacrifice herself.
Yep.
I mean, I think she's going to sacrifice herself in the name of protecting others. That's where I see it. That's where I was saying just a little bit ago. I think Allison's going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
I think Karen's out of the picture, honestly. So, yeah. I don't necessarily want to see Laurie die either, but that's just where I see it. Ziggy?
I agree. Shakespeare all the way. That is exactly the perfect comparison. And she's gone on record saying sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? So she may not be. It's going to be presented as a win, I'm sure, somehow with how she's doing it. And it will be her decision to end her life. It won't be her past catching her. It's going to be her ending the past, I think, is more the path they will take.
Right.
If they make her the fucking victim and she gets taken out by, like you said, man, that would really be a fucking kick in the ass.
If she got taken out like Karen did, yes, that would fucking suck. That would be a terrible way to go. But I think it'll be something. There will be some poetic justice that goes along with it.
A decision.
Yeah.
Decision to
No, I'm with you guys. I'm definitely with Joseph. I see where he's at with this. Like, I get it. I mean, I really don't want to see Laurie die either. But I know they're full of inconsistencies because they go back, 78, she's in the classroom. I mean, they're talking about it's fate. Like, you can't. They were destined to get to that point. You can't get around it. It's going to happen.
Right.
I mean, there's only a couple.
She can still be a strong trauma survivor even with that ending.
Right.
So I hope they do it right because they are going to be killing off a major fucking character.
You just said it, man, with the fate thing. Going back to the first movie, that would be a great way to tie this up, to wrap this thing. How exactly we tie that, that remains to be seen. But I do think you're right on the fucking pier with that fucking, prediction, man. Your telescope is focused, Colonel. I think you're on it.
Yep.
Well, it's because we've been focused on this new trilogy a few times. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. S. Michael says maybe that's why she thinks people will be pissed at the ending of Halloween Ends. Jamie Lee Curtis has gone on record to say that.
Did she say ends? I thought she said this one kills. This ending.
No, she said they'd be pissed at the end of Halloween Ends.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And Luke says maybe they'll just bring the cult back for the ends. Just kidding.
I hope not.
God, I hope not.
The Man in Black.
Uncle Daddy Michael Myers running around.
Right. Carrie says Allison is going to be the Sidney Prescott of Halloween Ends. Maybe so. And Orlando says to use Jada Pinkett's words in Scream 2. He got cut the fuck up.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, guys. I can't believe we're finally here, but
wow.
You ready to rank this thing or rate this thing?
Good God.
God damn. 0 to 10 is the score. Feel free to give us yours in the comment as well. Colonel, I'm going to start with you.
Thank God.
Thanks a lot, asshole.
Okay, you want me to go first?
You never go first on ranking.
I never go first.
You go
I'll
first.
do it. I'll do it, and I'll give you guys a chance to breathe and soak it in, and maybe I'll affect your number as well. Pros. Kills were clever, inventive, gory. Sure, all right. I'm okay with that. Some of them were a little over the top. Didn't necessarily feel like Michael Myers or Halloween, but I'll let that slide for now. More pros. The flashbacks look good. They paid attention to some details that I'm shocked that they did, like the broken window, the dog, I like those little references. Am I still on pros?
Yep.
I gotta find at least one more, right?
No.
No? Lonnie. there's a pro. I liked Lonnie's character. I liked Allison's character too. I'll be honest. Lonnie's progression through the film fit, and I could see that. There was one line also that Lonnie delivers that I think is hysterical, because again, it contradicts, in a good way, it contradicts a line from 2018 where he's driving around with Allison, and looks like Ziggy already knows what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But he's driving around with Allison, and Allison asks, like, "So you knew my dad?" And Lonnie says, "Yeah, he used to sell me peyote." But in 2018, her dad said the opposite thing. It said Lonnie used to sell him peyote. I thought that was funny as shit. And the delivery of that line and her realization, because she just heard the opposite not even 24 hours ago. So, in the movie, the realization in that scene that hits her face was perfect, I thought.
Well, then the realization that Dad's gone right after was
right.
I thought was great.
I know she went through that transition, and she was just like, "So you knew my dad? Tell me something about him." And then she's like, "Wait a minute." You see that look on her face, and then grief hits. I thought that was a great moment for her, and that's one of the reasons why I really liked her in this film. I think she's a great Andi Matichik. I think is a great actress. I watched her in something not too long ago, Son, I think it was called. That was surprisingly good. But anyway, I digress. So my pros were the flashbacks, the special effects and the kills, and Lonnie and Allison. Cons, yes, I only have 3 pros in this. Cons, did not feel like a Halloween did not feel like a Halloween movie. I knew it was going to be more brutal, yes, but you can still be more brutal, but have some more Halloween aspects to it that make it feel like a Halloween movie. I did not like the fact that they misused all the cameos. I did not like the fact that they basically made Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode a fucking cameo. I haven't counted up the runtime that she was in, but it can't be more than like 15 minutes. It didn't seem like. I did not like Anthony Michael Hall's performance at all. I thought, like you guys have both said, it was over fucking dumb. It didn't work for me at all. I didn't like the hospital storyline. I didn't like the Figaro storyline. I didn't think the gay couple that lived in the Myers house was natural enough. There's a lot I didn't like. Oh, a couple more pros. I did like the scene with Lindsay. And so there was another one I thought of while I was ranting, but there was a lot about this I did not like. And I'm sorry. I almost agree that some Halloween fans need to give Rob Zombie an apology for his film, or for what they've said about his film in the past.
Right.
So I'm not saying that this is better or worse than Rob Zombie's film, but I am going to give this a 4. I can't go any higher than that. I did not like this at all. Yeah, plug his ears. Thank you. I really didn't like it at all, and I can't say it's an average film, an average horror film. No, it's not even an average Halloween film. So a 4 for me. Does that give you enough time there, Colonel?
Sure.
What was the question again?
Yeah, what? I don't.
God damn it!
What? Oh, fuck. Man, Halloween Kills. I will admit, I'm glad I watched it a second time. But man, again, just so disappointed. I blame myself for hyping it up too much, maybe, in my mind. I really love the brutality of it. And Rob Zombie, sir, I've been a fan of your film since its release. So, thank you.
Kiss ass.
Dude, I don't care. You guys make fun of me all the time for fucking liking it as much as I do. But, yeah, great brutal kills. Loved actually physically seeing Loomis back in the Myers house. Oh my god, that's probably the best fan service I have seen in years.
Great.
Except for the voice.
Yeah, the voice could have gone away, but
That's twice they fucked that up.
that's neither here nor there. I will admit, I think they did a better job with the voice in this than they did in 18.
Again!
Like this much. It just wasn't really worth talking about.
It wasn't much better. Yeah, but, yeah,
Nope.
it was
The playground scene, and was fucking great. The Silver Shamrock mask making a comeback were fucking great, and how he used them on the bodies. I mean, I really did appreciate how he set up his victims, which is a nice callback to '78. I really like.
Which is, yes, I agree. I absolutely agree with that.
But man, terrible story.
Yep.
Me, it didn't push the story further along towards the third as well as it should have. Like I said, being the second film in the trilogy. Cranky said it a million times. You said it just as much as they said Evil Dies Tonight in the film. Inconsistent. You literally wrote this movie in 2018, 5 years ago. How are there fucking plot holes? That should be damn near impossible. But yeah, here we go. Needless scenes. Just needless fucking scenes. Filler. Like S. Michael said. God, I don't want to keep going all these negatives, but I fucking will. Bad acting. Just bad acting. Like I said, cameo. Laurie Strode was a cameo, and it was a bad fucking cameo. To me, she was too over the top. Not as over the top as Michael Anthony Hall, because good lord, like I said, he's my big negative. That shit's on the fucking marquee.
Wow.
Michael Anthony Hall ruined this fucking movie. But I will admit, you take out the hospital scene, and you take the first 20 minutes, plop in the hospital scene, and I don't even say plop in the ending because it served its purpose. It did have me cheering for Michael, which may be the opposite effect of what they wanted, but fuck you, I like Michael. So I did enjoy parts of this movie. It was fun enough to watch. Like many, I'll probably cancel. I'm going to delete Peacock here in the next few days. I will never get on Peacock again. There's no need. And I probably won't watch Halloween Kills till I get the Blu-ray because I'm a completionist. Gotta have it.
Yep.
Fuck. I'm going to give it a 5.5. And trust me, it was around a 4 after watching it the first time. The second time, I was like, okay, it's a little bit better.
Well, yeah. A couple people have chimed in. Carrie said maybe it'll grow on me if I watch it a few times, but she's giving it a 5 out of 10. S. Michael said a 5.75 for me. It dropped from 6.25 in the theater. Mine went up. Mine went up the second time because, dude, I thought at first I was going to give it a 2 based on my thoughts on it Thursday night. I was like, I can't do that. I've got to go and see this again. And yeah, it doubled its score on last night's viewing. So, Ziggy, what about you?
You mentioned Lonnie, and there was another scene where they're talking, and Lindsay's going, yeah, the Myers house, we were all daring each other to go in. We were all too scared to go in, but not Lonnie. He went in, and camera pans over. He's like, I never went in. Takes a sip of beer.
I was too scared. I just lied to you guys. Yeah.
I was hoping that he would kind of say something like, yeah, that Loomis chased me away or something before I could get in there or something like that. But it was still cool seeing that. And he was the best out of the returning characters from the first one. I dug the flashbacks, and even the couple liberties they took. I liked the way they filled in, how they explained how he got taken into custody and all that shit. So that was good. And I love the burden Hawkins put on himself to be responsible to get rid of Michael Myers. That's good. I hope this plays out better instead of him in a fucking hospital bed for the whole movie again. I feel that's 2 movies he's been wasted now. I mean, now if they're setting it up for a big fucking finish here and he's involved with it, it's obviously him and Laurie got something going now too. Okay, we'll see. The ending was bad. Even I liked the mob taking him, but then when he stood up, and then it's quick flashes of just swipes and stabs, and everyone's dead. And then Tommy eats his own bat, and then Karen gets killed for our leaving with a shot of Michael looking out the glass one more time, and then we see Laurie in the hospital, almost like she's She knows
It's
something's
almost
up.
like they were looking at each other.
Right. You know, almost like it's there, you know, like a fucking boxing poster. And it's coming that way, man. But this one, I had it up until that hospital scene. I had it a little higher than you guys, you know, and then like watching it yesterday, I put everything in perspective. I don't hate this movie. I mean, it is very flawed, but it's still better than a lot of the fucking crap coming out these days. It still fits amongst a good slasher. Okay, being that's what I love the most, I think I'm a little less harsh on it than these two guys. Having said all that, though, my score, when I analyze everything the way it is and how it played out and how they did it and the things I don't like, Anthony Michael Hall, I can't go any higher than a 5.5, man. I just can't. I just can't.
Oh, fuck.
I just can't. And I wanted to. I was at like a 7, and I just kept another half point off. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I'm taking a whole point for that one. You know, it's yeah. This is, and so that's where I'm at. I mean, you should see it as a Halloween fan. Are you gonna buy it? Are you gonna see it repeatedly? I doubt it. But in 5 years, man, when it's on AMC, on Monster Vision, you're gonna watch it again. You're gonna see it. Fear Fest, whatever they call it these days. It's Monster Vision was way back in the day.
Yeah.
90s. Fucking 90s.
Going back to the 90s, man. Jesus Christ.
All of his references go back to the 90s. What are you talking about? Shit.
Hey,
All right.
I don't have my dick button here, but there you have it, man. It's Halloween Kills. There's enough good there to get you through it at least once. It's entertaining enough to see it. If for nothing else, the kills and to see fucking Loomis again, go see it once. And then you can put a 5 or 5.5 on it or less. I'm sure some of you got the 3 and the 2 going. Totally fine. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But over here, yeah.
That's an average DCS score of 5, man, for a movie that we have been talking about for 3 years.
I went and looked up my original score for Halloween 2018. I gave it an 8.
I know.
I think I would have to probably back it way off to at least a 7 by now, though.
Well, see, with that, though, it was so long, you know, what, almost 10 years between Halloween films?
Yeah.
It was kind of nice, and, you know, the bad taste in our mouth from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Halloween 2018 was like, holy shit, this is a good fucking movie.
Well, they were going somewhere, too.
It's like, should have had it a year ago. It should have been 2 years.
It was going somewhere too, though, man. I mean, Halloween, it did have some. It's like, wow, okay, I can get on board with this whole thing from 78 to 2018. I like it.
And it had a story.
Yes.
This one didn't really have a story.
Well, I'll stand by my Two Towers analogy.
It didn't really push the story forward as well as a second film in a trilogy should have.
Yeah. Not like the Two Towers.
I'll stand by it. It's the one I always skip.
Orlando says 7 for him. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, Word is Bond TV says 2. Michael was hiding most of the film, targeted old people or weak non-contenders, obvious studio plant representation characters. Thank you. Poor story, not enough growth beyond 2018 or previous films. Yeah, there you go. I can't knock that score at all. But I can't necessarily knock the 7 that people give it either.
No. I understand. I can see it. I understand.
Luke says, at the end of this movie right now, Michael's playing complete stupid with the beat down on purpose. Okay, you think he's playing possum? I get you.
I think he's just waiting for the power of Thorn to enter his body again and revive him.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Well,
Luke says Rob Zombie doesn't deserve any apologies. I don't know.
No, I apologize. I like the 07 one, man. It's just but the fucking the 2. No,
I watched it last night. Like I said, I liked it a little bit better than I remembered it, but not much. Tyrone says, I love that you see the Shamrock tag on the mask. Yeah, that was cool. There was not enough of setting up the bodies. The playground scene was it. Well, I think he kind of set up the
gay guys.
He set up the gay guys, and he set up Lonnie as well. So there was a little bit more, but
it's there, man. It just isn't as prominent, or it's not as stunning as it was in the original.
Right. Carrie says this is like a kill support group. Yeah, sure. We're a horror support group. Just come on in, rant about what you want to rant about, and let's talk. Luke says 6.5. Now that I'm starting to see some realizations, but I still love a lot of it too, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Tyrone, really? Says 9 for me, and I will wait for you all to catch up, just like I have been for Halloween 3.
By the way, Blumhouse did say, and Mr. Tom Adkins is interested in reprising his role for a sequel to Halloween 3. Maybe not Blumhouse, hopefully, though. Let them get it out of their hands somehow. Let someone else do this.
Yeah. Luke says, I have it on my list at number 4 at the top. Are you talking about like list of top films of 2021 or list of Halloween rankings? Halloween franchise rankings. Wow, number 4?
1, 2, 3.
A buddy of mine at work has this really high up on his list as well. As I told him I haven't gone through my rankings. This one will be on the bottom half of the list, but probably towards the top of the bottom half. I just think the Halloween franchise as a whole is just
middle of the road.
Not that good.
Yeah, middle of the road.
Yeah. I don't know where I would put this in the rankings yet. We'd have to have that discussion at some point down the road, maybe. Maybe when Ends comes out, we can do a final. Well, it won't be a final ranking, but we can do a rankings. Joseph Scott says, great show tonight, guys. Enjoyed the conversations. Thank you, Joe, for joining in. I give Halloween Kills a 6. When it was bad, oh my God, it was bad. But when it was good, loved it. Question, is Hawkins Karen's father? We will see. No, I think we can answer that.
Still.
Yeah.
You mentioned, you're sweet on Ben Tramer.
Ben Tramer's showing up for sure, man.
He's got to show up.
He's got to show up.
Yeah. I do not think Hawkins is Karen's father. No, because they even talk about, we kissed, you held my hand, but it didn't go any further than that. So I think that answers your question right there. I mean, unless you can get pregnant from a holding hands. And Joe, do we need to talk about the birds and the bees? Do we need to have this talk? I mean, I'll do it, but I'd rather Colonel do it because I think that would be funnier.
Oh, a funny man. That's the matter with you.
You had to go back for that one, didn't you?
No, that one's actually here.
That one's in here? All right. Faye says, I haven't had time to hit the theater and watch it yet. Well, son of a bitch. We just ruined the whole fucking movie for you, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
I will either tomorrow or Wednesday. Sounds like I shouldn't be too excited.
Yeah, you might dig it, man. You might be on the other spectrum. That's closer to the 7 or the 8, perhaps.
Might be.
I doubt it though, because he's pretty intelligent when it comes to writing and stuff like that. So,
Carrie says, big respect to the Smiths Grove's barber, as Michael had a decent haircut. Rob Zombie's Michael would be more on point with being behind bars for ages. Good point. And also, that brings up, I love the fact that after he gets out of the fire, when he does take his fucking mask off at one point, that hair is perfectly coiffed as he's going down the alley. Not burned, not singed, nothing. Just
his horseshoe was still cracks me up seeing Michael Myers old with a fucking horseshoe and shit.
But it's perfectly coiffed back there as he's walking down that alley.
That beard is still good too, nice and trimmed.
Yep. Good point, Carrie.
James Jude Courtney is a decent Michael Myers. That I do know.
He does play it well. He does play it very well.
Yeah.
I can't knock him on that. He's taken a little bit of Nick Castle, gave it his own touch, and I appreciate what he's done. And James Jude Courtney's just a fucking nice guy. So.
Yeah, he's cool, man. Cool cat.
Luke says Blumhouse needs to learn marketing a little better. Yes, don't give away your entire fucking movie in the goddamn trailer. I think you mentioned that earlier, or somebody mentioned that earlier too, and I couldn't get to it.
It's a widespread problem.
Very widespread. It's like the new thing now.
At least give them credit for not taking a popular song and slowing it down like every other trailer.
All right.
We never did talk about the soundtrack, which I thought was pretty fucking good.
And I thought was pretty fucking lame.
I thought it was all right. So there we go. Well, yeah,
Middle of the road
I
again.
did not like the soundtrack.
Orlando, no, sir. Halloween 2, 1981 never happened in this timeline, sir.
Not in this timeline. That's right. He says Ben Tramer died in Halloween 2, but not in this timeline. 2 was cut in this timeline. It's just 78,
Right.
2018, kills, and ends. Everything else, hogwash, which I think is bullshit. But
Rumor.
hey. Emily says, I wasn't really interested in this movie, but now I'm turned off. Should I still watch, though?
Yes.
If you're a fan of the Halloween franchise, you definitely should watch it.
Yeah. I mean, you got to.
The
If
kills
you're-
alone are
if
worth
you're
a
a-
watch. So
Yeah.
Don't you want to add your opinion to this fucking dumpster fire of fucking hate?
I mean, I'm going to watch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 tonight because I watched the first one last night. So I'm going to watch part 2 tonight just to see if I still don't like that one. Luke says I'm backpedaling here. Maybe Zombie needs somewhat of an apology. Yes! I'm telling you, man.
he never needed one because he never made a bad. He didn't make a bad Halloween.
Oh, okay. He didn't make a bad movie. You're talking about
Yeah, Halloween. I'm not saying H2.
Yeah.
He never
You
made
said-
a bad Halloween movie.
Well, you started to say and you backed it up, but you
A
started
bad
to say
movie?
you never made a bad movie, and I was like, oh, let's go through his repertoire.
That
I
close.
think most of his movies are good.
I know you do.
Because that is a huge.
You also like the fucking barn, and there's an issue there. Faye says,
Fuck you.
Faye says, I already knew you'd be discussing it. I don't mind spoilers, especially since I generally know what to expect with Halloween. And I do wonder if I'll like it since my opinions are often out of the norm. Halloween 2 being my favorite of the series. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Let me just remind you of, the Rob Zombie style.
You can sit it on my pole right now, bitch.
That
God
kid,
damn it.
crankcase that shit. I don't mind it.
That's
No,
what
I hate that storyline, dude.
Oh.
You know, they took Myers from being, we've talked about this.
No,
They took Myers from being just pure evil to, because of his white trash bullshit upbringing, that's what made him evil. That,
They grounded
He
it
showed-
in
he
real
showed
life.
all the signs of a serial killer, though.
Yep.
We'll talk about that later.
And they
I mean,
mentioned
it's
that too.
10:30, man. I want to pass out here soon.
I used to go to school with Michael Myers. Is it that the kid used to pull butterfly wings off the bugs and shit like that? They tried to do that in there, even in this new one.
yeah.
And the cops were walking around at the beginning.
Luke says, I thought Carpenter and the Son and the Davies guy did a great job with the score.
Most of it's great.
There were a couple of good tracks, but most of it I just couldn't get behind.
I mean, a lot of it they did rehash the 78 stuff straight up, but I mean...
Yeah. Word is Bond TV says another huge complaint, waste of Carpenter's new themes for the score, which I think could have been cool if cooler shit was happening. All right.
Agreed, but I mean, I kind of dig the fact that he's creating new stuff. It's him himself doing it, I mean, and he's that's what he is now. He's a goddamn, he's a musician now, so
Yeah.
why not?
He always was. He just directed on the side to make money.
That's right. Orlando says, can it be that the Silver Shamrock people created a cyborg like they did with most of the villains in Halloween 3? Holy shit. What if the Michael Myers mask is a Silver Shamrock prototype that created Michael Myers?
If they fucking do that, dude, I will personally find Jason Blum and bludgeon him.
Don't wait. Don't. We cannot promote directed personal violence upon anyone.
Well, I'll bludgeon him with like a Happy Meal or something. How about that? Something, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Wait.
That
Evil dies tonight.
Yeah.
Evil dies tonight.
son of a bitch.
My weapon fell.
Although that's a fascinating theory. That's
Wow, that would be fun, man.
That would be fun. I'll be honest with you. That would totally kill it for me. I'd be like that SpongeBob movie. Me and I'm like, all right, I'm head out. So that's just revealed.
Right. Right. He says that would be knucking futs.
wow.
Carrie says, bring your iron, Emily. And Emily says, I will.
I bet they got that iron at Target. I know that was way long ago. Call back to an earlier comment.
Nice, though. Nice. Luke says, Zombies H2 has so many problems, but there are pros in that movie, too. Dorif owns that movie.
He does. But I think Compton, she does a great job, too. It's just, to me, it's too art housey.
Dude, I can't get by that white pony shit, man. That's just too. Fuck that, man. I don't. Yeah, you explained it at the very beginning. It doesn't make it any cooler. Dumb.
Oh my God! How do we not have that? Faye says I would love to have shared my opinion, but it came out on Friday when my work week is at its busiest. Yeah, we understand, man. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it when you do see it. So, Luke says Rob Zombie is great with visuals, but his dialogue and writing is horrible. He's a great visual director, though. I like some of his stuff. Yeah, when it comes to his visuals, but yeah, his storytelling is always. It's always a white trash centric storyline, and come on, man.
You write what you know. His parents.
This is what he knows.
Carnival, man. That's probably his life.
All right. Joseph. Oh shit. Joseph said, "Hey, I just saw The Barn for my first time. It's a piece of art, bad art, but still fun to view."
That's right.
Yes, it is.
That's
and,
right.
Oh my God. Oh God. I am done with the comments after this. God damn it. S. Michael says Billy Zane as Ben Tramer.
I don't even know where to go with that, man.
Oh, a funny man. That's the matter with you.
That's about all I can come up with for you there, as Michael. No. Hashtag Billy Zane is a dick. We don't even want him in Halloween. He can't save it. It's. By the way, it's below him anyway. He would never lower himself to do something. So, what did he say to us, Colonel, about the state of horror right now? It's just kind of, you know, it needed some good writing and some good, you know, something to that effect.
Says the guy who's played about the new role is going to be Sniper 27. Like, get the fuck out of here.
32 years, motherfucker. Let's be real here. Been that long. 34 years now, I think. Fuck. Billy Zane, you can.
Oh, no. Hey, you do some digging because Orlando has made a request.
Well, since
Go get it.
we're doing it. And he is. Billy Zane. Hashtag Billy Zane.
What a dick.
You dick!
All right, God.
I think that's about all we can do with this. Yep, Billy Zane is a twat. He is.
Carrie says Billy Zane is a twat. I wanted to one more or a couple more here. Word is Bond says my opinion of H2 is it's a better Halloween film if you view it as a Laurie Strode movie. I think Scout's Laurie was a better depiction of the impact of her trauma than old Jamie Lee in these. Huh. I'll have to look at H2 through that lens tonight.
So I think you did a great performance of somebody with PTSD, man.
She's not the problem with that movie, though.
That movie.
No.
It's all story. Story in H2.
Here we go. He says, he continues to say the White Horse shit was trash, though. It was not a great Halloween film, but I dig it more than this new Blumhouse trilogy. All right.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. Well, guys, we rambled on quite a bit longer than we were planning to about this film. So I think Stories Around the Campfire is pretty much scrapped because Colonel has to go to bed soon. So
no
I only have to be at work in 7.5 hours. 7 hours and 24 minutes.
Nice.
I think. 25 now. Sorry, 26.
Oh,
25.
great.
Yeah. So
we're not gonna get to the Chucky premiere, but I will ask you guys just quickly, what do you think of the Chucky premiere? Just quickly.
Loved it. Thought it was great. Very entertaining. Looking forward to it. And this is coming from somebody who had very low hopes for this series.
Yeah. Ziggy?
Surprisingly, very interesting of where they decided to pick it up and start it, and
Mm-hmm.
how Chucky is becoming, how he's working the town already. I thought it was pretty fucking good. So I'm in for now. I'm in for now.
Right. Yeah. I dug it. I'm looking forward to more. I think if you guys, we'll talk about it. Let's talk about it in the chat group. So we'll start a thread there. And the Scream trailer can wait. 19th is coming out October 20th on Netflix. Make sure to check that out. We'll probably be talking about that here in the next couple weeks. And then Antlers is in theater October 22nd. So stay tuned for all that.
We got to take down 13 Fanboy first.
Oh, yeah. 13 Fanboy is next week. That's what we're talking about
I
next
think
week.
that Antlers was the 22nd. I was like,
Yeah, Antlers comes out October 22nd in theaters.
oh, okay.
So it was going to be the next week, but I think they moved it up. So, yeah, want to thank our members one last time before we get out of here. Corey, Chris, Lorena, Christy, Luke, Tanya, and Tyrone, of course. And then our crazy Ralphs, Angelo and Peter, our camp counselors, S. Michael, Stacy Lynn, Kiara, and Dave. Thank you, guys. Ziggy, send them out for the night.
Man, it was fun and a little annoying tonight, but thanks for joining us, man. This is what it's about. We're never all going to agree on things, but having a healthy discussion about it and calling each other stupid for our beliefs is part of the fun, right? Lots of great stuff coming. I am really looking forward to the 13 Fanboy stuff. Finally, we get to see this fucking thing and see what it's all about. And hopefully we're not as disappointed as we were this time around for this one here. So that's all I got. Looking forward to talking to everybody next week. We'll see you then. For me and Mike.
Colonel?
Which I love the fact that's a Rob Zombie, Michael Myers.
Right.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Again, 2 hours. Holy shit. And I still didn't even say everything I wanted to say. It's kind of like, take some shit out. So, yeah, don't get sick. Wash your dick. And don't smell like the Scuba Steve Hughes. It's Summer's Eve.
Yeah. Like they said, next week we're going to be talking about 13 Fanboy. We may have a guest, we may not. Haven't really locked everything down yet, but we'll let you know as soon as we know. And yeah, I am really anxious to talk about this film. So I know S. Michael has seen it, so I hope he will join us and give us his perspective on it. Of course, he'll be here. Finally, we can talk about it.
He's been very good about being tight-lipped. If you have a secret, S. Michael's who you want to tell.
Right. Well, but I doubt any of us have really been trying to bend his ear to get any details either. I haven't.
I haven't, because I don't want any spoilers.
Right. But thank you guys for watching. As always, make sure to go to our website and check it out. Check out our shop. Check out our members page. Make sure to join if you can. And we appreciate everything, all the comments, all the weird conversation. And it's always fun on Mondays. So until next time, DCS out. We'll see you next week.
2 Towers isn't that bad of a movie, Zag.
The Barn it does, though.
No.
The Barn is.
No.
The Barn is better than 2 Towers.
I still won't even agree with that.
Fuck you, Zigzag.